Welcome, denizens of the night, to Fangs After Dark. Tonight we will be continuing Zala's tale, only this time he meets up with somebody quite interesting. A vision is stirred, and dark portents are revealed. Enjoy, and remember, nothing good ever happens after dark.
Tonight, we are here to build off of Zala's tale and the situation that he has found himself in, interacting with people that he typically would not. Zala found himself just a few nights ago doing a job for the Red Alistair herself, Lustind, and working in communication and cooperation with one of the highest ranking members of the Sabbat that can be found in the United States, the Seraphim Elena Zantoza in Seattle. Now, we're going to start with Dusco Mundo on the same night that all that was happening. Something in your mind, which you are probably used to having things point you in directions one way or another against your will, typically, I would imagine, as a Malkavian and as a kindred with the premonition power of aspects. Something is going to tell you that night that you need to be at the atrium in Seattle, Washington. Now, I don't know where Dusco is from usually, but it's going to point him in that direction.
If I could be from Seattle,
okay,
I could literally be maybe I was slowly making my way to Seattle before the premonition even hit, almost on a Sixth Sense kind of vibe.
Possibly. How old is Dusco?
He is, I've changed it. He is 60 years old, 30 years old human, 30 years old a vampire.
Okay.
So he's pretty young.
Okay. Well, again, something's going to pull you to the direction of the hotel known as the Atrium, which is also one of the hottest night spots in Seattle.
Alrighty.
Now, it's also known to you to be the place of business and the operations center for the Northwest United States Sabbat, where one of the highest-ranking members of the Sabbat, the Seraphim Elena Zantoza of Clan Zemitzi, holds her. I don't want to say court because she's not Camarilla, but if she ever does give orders, and if she ever calls anybody, she calls them there.
Yeah, that's her place of power.
That is her place of power. Now, also, I'm sure I don't know if you're how up to date are you on V5 Sabbat information?
Very limited, I should say. I like I said, I only kind of looked at the juicy bits of Player's Guide.
Okay.
But I've read the other one, the Black Hand.
Okay. Then you're aware that the Sabbat has effectively fractured.
Yeah.
They've lost pretty much. I wouldn't even say lost most of their territory. They've just kind of given it up for the most part. Mm-hmm. The La Sombra, for the most part, have jumped ship and run to the Ivory Tower. In response to the La Sombra joining the Camarilla, the Zemitzi have seemed to just jump ship as well and join the Anarchs. Almost in retaliation to the La Sombra, almost out of spite. Like, they join the Anarchs specifically so they can continue fucking with the La Sombra.
Hell yeah.
It's like a really disgusting.
My boys.
It's like a disgusting little game of chess for them. They just didn't even care about the fact that they're the spiritual leaders of the Sabbat, and they were just like, well, the people we like to pick on are gone, so we're going to follow them. The Sabbat, for the most part, has been taken over by the Panders, and they're insistent that anybody who is part of the Sabbat identify themselves as Cainites first, and do not acknowledge their clans. Nosferatu are still Nosferatu. Malkavians are still Malkavians. You can still look at them and figure out what clan they are in one way or another, but they don't acknowledge it for the most part.
Right.
And in some cities, Cainite first. And in some cities, there's actually extreme punishments in the Sabbat for those who continuously use the monikers of the Antediluvians, believing that the name gives the founders power.
I want to say that Dusco is actually 48 years of vampire.
Okay.
But I was going to add that he used to, or at least like back when there were like the factionalism of the Sabbat was like something that was like really prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of those lackadaisical sort of, like he was a philosopher. He would sit there and he would just talk about like Cain and nod and just wax poetic about philosophy. But now that like the gears are turning towards like a war, like he finds himself on the outs. So
yeah, I saw that Dusco was very into like Path of Cain.
Yes, like I would say that like probably like the earlier incarnation.
Yes.
Whereas like now he feels like the new boys that are like following Cain would eat him alive.
Oh, the new Path of Cain are just they're heretical for as the Path of Cain was.
Yes.
They're not even truly following the Path of Cain. They're more in on the violence and the permission to diablerize indiscriminately. It's not really the way that it should be. It's lost in madness, and with the new indoctrination of an army of thin bloods into the Sabbat as well, being marked down as the perfect kindred, that they're overcoming the weaknesses. It's kind of disgusting to those who actually follow the true Path of Cain.
Yes, which Dusco Mundo probably does not either. But he's trying. He tries. He's trying.
So you found yourself at the atrium. And not far from where you were sitting, you would have seen the Seraphim Elena Zanatoza speaking to a Cainite who's new to the city, a stranger in the area. And at one point in time, they would have gotten up and walked into a side office behind the bar that's completely covered in lattice work and vines. It's almost, you can almost barely tell that it's an actual solid building because of the lattice work around it. This kindred seems to be of heavy interest. You feel like possibly the cobweb, the interacting madness network of the Malkavians, this is the person that you have been sent to interact with for some reason.
Yeah.
But before you even have a chance to intercede and interact, they're gone. How would you handle that?
I sit there. I imagine like my eyes stray briefly as I look over and see like, I don't know, maybe like dancers out on the dance floor. And when I turn my head back and see that he's gone, imagine like the mirror that's already cracks a little bit more.
Yeah, you can almost audibly hear the cracking of glass.
And he'll go, hey, hey, and he'll call out, where's he going?
Yeah, he's long gone before you even had a chance.
I feel my maybe like a little crawl of the beast, a little pang of anxiety, and I rise from my chair and I rush past people that are probably way better dressed than I am, and make my way to the last person I saw talk to him.
The last person you
Which,
saw talk to him was the Seraphim, Elena Zantosa.
and probably without the cognizance to recognize who she is immediately, I go to her and then probably recognize who I've just walked up to.
Okay. She's a tall, slender, very attractive woman who looks to be in her late 30s, maybe early 40s. Long dark hair with red highlights. And she looks at you with confused amusement when you walk up to her. Is there something I can help you with?
Seraphim? Hey, I just wanted to ask, you were just talking to somebody. Did you happen to see where he went?
I know where he went.
That's perfect. Problem solved. Where'd he go?
He's doing a job for me.
Okay. I stare and I nod and I'm like, oh, is that it?
Do you want more information than my personal information?
I stare at her. If I read her face, can I like glean any sort of information as to what she wants to hear?
You may definitely do a wits plus insight roll against her.
Okay, I have a specialty in motives. Am I starting with one hunger?
We'll go ahead and say you start with one hunger right now. We are going to do a rouse check to see where we all are for food on the night that the main part of the game is going to take place. This is just an introduction.
Okay. So let me just say, I think I'm doing this right. Wowie wow. That is a messy success.
That is, in fact, a messy crit. So 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Fucking beast takes the wheel.
Oh god, that is great already. You got me flipping pages in my book already. I'm not complaining. I'm laughing. Let me see.
That's 7 successes. Jesus.
Yeah, that's 7 successes. Where is it? Here we are, 208. I need to put more little tabs in my book so I know where things are. Alright. Do me a favor and roll a die. Just one die. Four.
Uh-oh.
Being a Malkavian. You being a Malkavian, I decided to take advantage of a rule and mechanic of this game that I never take advantage of. I think I may have taken advantage of this one other time, and that is the random compulsions mechanic.
Oh, that's fun.
And you just got dominance. You have the need. You have the need to assert your dominance over Elena Zantosa.
I'm gonna die. I'm sorry, I'm gonna die. Alright.
Quickest 50 I've ever made. Bye, guys. Sorry. No, I'm kidding.
This is like you can read her like a book. You should fucking control her. Okay.
It'll be fun.
No. You do actually get a lot of information gleaned from her. You get the fact that she is amused by you. That she doesn't seem to be rushing. Like she has all the time in the world, and you are her entertainment, and you're about to prove to her that you are not here to entertain anyone.
I go, what am I? A clown? Am I here to amuse you? And I gesture wildly, and as if doing a little dance, and I say, listen here, sister. I don't care who you are. I gotta find that guy. I don't know why, but I gotta.
You're as you're yelling on the rooftop bar of the atrium in Seattle. You'll notice that there is a sudden just stillness. The music is still pumping. The lights are still flashing, but everybody on the dance floor, everybody at the bar, everybody is staring at you. You also notice at this point that there are 4 bodyguards, 2 male, 2 female, that are looking at you and flanking Xanthoza. There's also a very, you have sensed the unseen.
Mm-hmm.
Off to the side at one of the booths, there's a red-headed gentleman who's pale, obviously kindred. A mouth that is made for someone much larger than he is. Like, his mouth is just huge.
Yeah.
And he's looking at you very nervously, very concerned. And the reason why he is coming to your attention to the most, and I'm pointing this out because there are obviously other kindred up here, or other Canaanites up here. But this one seems to be radiating a strange greenish energy around him as he's staring at you. Elena is going to lean into you, get very, very close to your ear. And obviously you don't feel any breath or anything like that, but like as she speaks to you, a warm air brushes across your skin and nearly raises the hair on the back of your neck as she speaks. You might want to keep your voice down. You are making a spectacle of yourself.
I kind of whisper in her ear, my voice immediately softening, and I say, isn't that what you want? To be amused? A spectacle?
Can I get a manipulation persuasion out of you, please?
Hell yeah, you can. Does awe come into play here?
You can definitely use your awe.
Alrighty. Come on. 3 successes.
Damn, okay. She's going to lean back away from you and cross her arms and smile. You want to know about him and where he's going?
I nod enthusiastically.
Do you have a way I can contact you?
Well, I used to have an NFL football phone.
So is that a no?
I'm not in with what the kids got now. Was an iPad. Well, I do. What's my technology? I'm nothing in technology, you know. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know. Oh, you can dream. I might be able to hear your dream.
Tell you what. You've piqued my curiosity. Why don't you let me set you up with a room here in the hotel? And when he's finished doing his little job for me, I'll make sure that you have a chance to speak with him.
I beam at that. I go, well, I recognized quid pro quo. I'm hopefully that what I did here was enough, but I'm assuming it was not.
Oh, I'm sure we'll think of something.
Ow. Fantastic. Good to know. All right. Well, I prefer a king.
Okay. She will actually set you up in a suite.
Ooh.
Not sure how much that's actually going to help you or not, but
Fair.
she'll set you up in a suite, and let's just say about 2 or 3 days later, she is going to have a rather rude little room service punk, and I say that quite honestly, a room service punk. This kid with spiked, messy hair comes to you. He's wearing the uniform of the hotel, but it's kind of disheveled. He's got piercings.
Mekhet, can I cut you off real quick?
Sure.
I was going to ask, could I before we cut to the next scene, that guy with the big mouth?
Yes.
I'd like to as I was leaving, I'd like to scry his soul real quick.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so it'd be my intelligence and all versus his composure and subterfuge. Wow, holy hell. Oh, no, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, let me go ahead and roll that also for him. Let's see, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, just roll it all at once for him. Let's see. I got 4 successes.
Ooh, 4 versus 4. Does attacker win or say?
The tie goes to the active player, so that would be you.
Sexy.
So since you got 1, and there's not really much of a margin, I'll let you choose the question.
All right. Oh my god, that aura is kind of what I want to know, but I'm not sure how to suss that out. I'm going to ask. I'm assuming he's a vampire. I guess the resonance. What is the resonance of the subject's blood?
The resonance of the subject's blood is going to be sanguine at the moment.
Okay.
But if you're asking about more of the that aura,
yeah, that's kind of what I was.
He seems to be exuding some type of blood sorcery of a kind. If you give me a intelligence plus insight roll on top of this, since you're in the Sabbat, I can probably give you a little bit more information on that.
Okay, I like that.
Basically, let you refine your roll a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so intelligence 3, insight 2.
41. Okay.
Hunger. 1, 2, just 2.
2 successes. Given the fact that you are a, you know what? I'll let you win at a cost.
Fuck yeah, I'm in.
I will allow you to win if you accept the fact that what is happening with his aura will be affecting you for the rest of the session.
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
I like that. That's great. He is definitely exuding an incredibly powerful sense of necromantic energy. This is oblivion in its purest, rawest form. And because of that, for the rest of the session, you will be haunted.
Nagaraja, stop!
He doesn't, you know what? I'll go ahead and say that you've seen Nagaraja. He doesn't seem like a Nagaraja. He's just got a very oddly large mouth.
Oh. Some ghosts have been keeping me up in my hotel bedroom.
Yeah, they're gonna be bugging you. They're gonna be bugging you a lot.
Hey, buddy, you ran out of Cheetos in your cupboard.
It's funny is I can control my own dreams, and now I'm just imagining them haunting my dreams.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool.
So so yes, like a few days later, this punk kid is going to come to your door, and he's going to knock. So shortly after you wake up, you'll hear a knock.
I rise, and as I open the door, I've got Goodfellas playing in the back, and I stare at him and I go, "Yeah, what do you want?"
When you open the door, like I said, he does not look professional at all. In fact, he's vaping in the hallway. And he
Brandon, his brand is a cloud of lies.
it smells like cotton candy in the hallway. Anyway, he just kind of looks at you and reaches into his pocket. Are you Mr. Mundo?
I am.
And he just pulls out a piece of paper that's folded in half and holds it up to you with 2 fingers.
I look at the paper and then I look at him. Oh, you want me to grab it? Yeah, I take it and I look at it.
As soon as it's in your hand, he's down the hall. He just.
I'm just gonna tip you.
He just.
Just walking away from a tip.
He kind of sighs and turns back around and then just stands in front of you with his hand out.
I'm kidding. I don't got any money. Look at me. I'm broke. There's no dots on my sheet that say resources.
He looks at you, takes a huge drag of his vape, and he's just like, "Fucking prick," and he walks away.
A little hurt. And I'm like, all right. Look back at the card.
It's a piece of paper, just a folded piece of paper. It might be receipt paper. And somebody has quickly scribbled down a phone number and the name Zala on it.
And I feel that impression of him coming off that paper.
Oh yeah. In fact, the interesting thing is the last couple days that you've been here, you've had numbers popping out at you, like your room number, how many people are standing in the lobby, how many birds are huddled up on the windowsill of your room, just various like multiples of things, and it's now starting to come to realization to you that they've all added up to the numbers that are written down on this paper.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. All right. So with my powers of psionics ever confirmed, I will now go to the rotary phone and call Zala.
Okay. Well, Zala, your phone is going to ring. This is about 3 days after you, or about 2 days after you left. After you left Portland.
3 days or 2 days? You said
about 2 days after you left Portland, after your job was done, and you've gone back to the castle in Austria.
Okay. Do I recognize the number?
You will recognize a Seattle area code.
Huh. That's weird. Who got a hold of this? I answer the phone. Hello.
Hello.
Who is this?
My name's Dusco. You're Zala, right?
Who's asking?
Me, Dusco.
What is the purpose of this call, Mr.
I've
Disco?
having dreams of the atrium and a man, well, more a walking sword than anything, walking in and guiding me. And I got something that you want, and I need to meet you because I know you'll want it.
Uh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you by chance of the clan of the moon?
That's kind of stereotypy, I think. I say, looking out the window. But why?
There is a great many of them in that area, and I do not know you, and you called me out of nowhere telling me about premonition. I can only assume. I do not mean any disrespect.
It's very reasonable. I actually like that response. Okay, I'm not mad at you anymore. All right, so I am at the atrium. I saw you there before. You were talking with Donna from that '70s show.
Wow.
I did not. I did not realize the resemblance. You're right. Yes, I spoke to this individual.
Excellent. Yeah, she says that you were going to be back anyway, so I can meet you on your way back.
I currently did not have any plans of returning there anytime soon.
Oh no! You got like a bottle or something? I think this is during when he's returning with the bottle, right? Or is this after that?
This is well after that.
Oh, then I will still say what I said.
Yeah.
The bottle in question has already been given to her. I have no reason to return. I have no reason to return to her.
I look in the mirror and I'm fucking late. You lied to me. All right. Well, I still need to see you, so I can make it worth your while.
What exactly do you have to give me again?
I'll figure that out when you get here.
You realize I'm not just going to meet some random kindred on the whim of some random visions.
I wouldn't tell you right now that the whim of some random vision guided me to you now. It's almost fate and or destiny, and I don't want to spit into the face of destiny. So I would say that whatever reason I'm contacting you, which I have walked all the way to fucking Seattle to do, I would imagine it's something very important. And I implore you, please come to Seattle.
Let me take care of some things first. Is this a number I can return the call at?
Yeah. In fact, I have this nice swanky room. We probably don't want to talk too much because I'm almost positive this phone is bugged. But yeah, like
if someone is listening to our call right now, they are absolutely and utterly confused.
And yeah, that's probably to our benefit, right?
That's very true. Well, let me give you a call back.
All right. Well, it was nice talking to you, Zala.
Yes, it's a pleasure meeting you over the phone, Mr. Dusco. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. And then
I will. Yes.
I will stay on the line and listen in and on if there's any whispers of anything else to come.
Okay.
That maybe the phone wishes to tell me.
Mm-hmm. You got me.
Well, that's the thing. If this is actually an old style rotary phone, and so I have to ask: is Zala going to be making any calls after he gets off the phone?
Oh yeah, he is going to contact loose end.
Okay, so here's the thing. When I don't know if you guys have ever done this with an old rotary phone, but if one person doesn't hang up and the other person does, and then the person who hung up tries to make another phone call, it effectively three-way calls.
You are 100% true on that.
And the funny thing is nobody involved breathes. So, so there's a very good chance that Dusco here might overhear your call with Lucinda.
Well, would Zala? He wouldn't have noticed? He wouldn't have noticed that he didn't hang up because I hung up.
Exactly.
So, well, I guess that's just something that's going to happen. Though I assume that I would have a way of contacting Lucinda when she's not around. Where am I? Actually.
Huh?
Where am I currently? Am I still at the castle?
I would say that this probably is happening not long after you arrived at the castle.
Okay, so I'm still in Austria.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you do not have direct. You do not have a direct line to Lucinda, but you do know somebody who you do have a line you can call that will get you to Lucinda.
All right. Well, I'll give it a call. As I said, I am unaware of any of this rotary phone business, so I shall make the contact.
Okay. So you call the number, and basically the way that it works is you call, state your name, and then you give a number of urgency, 1 through 5. So it is up to you on how you want to do this, but you hear the line pick up. No one says anything. This is usual.
Zala 4.
And then the line hangs up. And then a couple moments later, there's a clicking, and then sounds serious.
Yes, I had the pleasure of having somebody from the Seattle area contact me, someone who I had not ever met before, a member of the clan Malkavian. It seems that they had ordained that I am to return there for some purpose. The reason why I had measured this as urgent is due to the fact of the business that we just had there, and I wanted to get your take on it. I do not have much experience with premonitions and visions and portents of destiny, but I was always taught not to ignore them.
Is there any chance that they're connected with King in any way?
I do not know. He did not say, but the tapestry of fate is a rather subtle thing, and my gut tells me that something's going on. I did not know if you had another assignment planned for me or not, but I was going to indulge in this curiosity.
I don't have anything for you at the moment. You are free to indulge your curiosities.
Indeed. What do you make of the situation?
Personally, I have no idea. You just did quite an affront to the Prince of Portland. And from what I understand, Juliet Parr has taken an interest. That's 2 Malkavians that could be involved with this. But from what I also understand, the Council in Mexico has also gained interest in Portland. And the last thing that we want is having anything to do with Fiorenza.
Yes, I was not aware that Fiorenza had contacts in Portland.
She has contacts all over.
Well, then perhaps I shall make my return. Is there anything specifically that you might want me to do while I'm there?
If you find that whatever is going on happens to be in somehow related to either of those two, Miss Savannah or Justicar Parr, let me know.
Understood. I shall take my leave.
And she'll just hang up on you.
All right. Good work. See you guys. And I hang up.
Okay, so Zala is going to realize that that Malkavian had listened in on your conversation.
Lord, guide this hand for it shall be swift.
I've seen how you kill Malkavian, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Realizing that, I make arrangements to make my way back as soon as possible.
Okay, with your ties and everything, I believe that you can get there fairly quickly. So
Right.
let us go ahead and start 2 days after that phone call situation, and let's go ahead and get those rouse checks out of the way and see where everybody's hunger is starting.
I think I'm good.
Okay, you're at a 1.
You want high, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Anything?
Yeah, you want
it's 6 and higher. Yes. At the atrium, blood flows like wine, so you are good.
Delicious.
There's probably even blood mixed with wine and crack.
Yeah, baby.
Blood crack. I am hungry. Or
I've
hungrier.
been blasting jazz, reggae fusion music from my room. I will probably ask what the policy is on eating the locals before I do it. But other than that, yeah, like I'll probably drink whatever they give.
Yeah, free feeding here is absolutely fine. If you kill them, get rid of them. If you kill them and they're alone, get rid of them, and at least let the staff know so they can get rid of the everything that's in the room as well, and they can change records and say that they never showed up.
That's fair.
As for Zala, yes, you are hungry. You had a hard time with the rushed flight and everything, trying to be able to get food. You're going to start at hunger too. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Huh?
I am most famished.
Yes. 2 hunger is most famished. Actually, I have a question for our dear Dusco. How deeply do you feed? Do you kill when you feed?
I used to. I don't think I do it anymore.
Okay.
The only people I kill are murderers.
Okay.
And only the murderers who do it out of like greed versus if it's done out of love, I don't do it.
Okay. Then yes, you're gonna be at a hunger of 1. Let's see. Basically, getting to where you need to go is not going to be that difficult for you. We can actually just start as Zala is getting off the elevator to get to Dusco's room.
Okay.
But just as your elevator door opens on the floor, Dusco, in your room, which is about halfway down the hall from the elevator, your music is just suddenly going to be turned down.
Fucking ghost! Unseen sense, I look for the fuckers.
Does he say that out loud? Do you say that out loud?
I'm imagining they've done it to me multiple times.
Do you yell fucking ghosts?
Yeah, I do yell.
So yeah, you hear the same voice you heard over the phone from down the hall yell fucking ghost.
Oh, and I say, there he is. And then I immediately try to scan for any crazy shit that might be in this area, since I also have sentience.
Yes, as you walk off the elevator, you are going to notice at least 3 ghosts in the hallway.
Oh, well, you don't see those every day.
They're vaping.
They're not vaping.
Oh, look, it's Kyle, Brad, and Chad.
they are vapors. They are not vaping.
Okay. I acknowledge the ghosts as I see them. If they look at me, I give them a polite nod.
When you notice them, they leave. They will walk. They will walk through walls. They will go into rooms. They will run down the hall. They will just avoid you at all cost.
And I'm perfectly okay with that.
Which is typically what you would be used to with wraiths. Wraiths don't tend to like kindred very much.
Oh yeah, we exist like between life and death, so we're probably all sorts of creepy for them.
Well, the way that I have always said it, not that this is going to come into play during the game, but the way that, in my opinion, there's nothing in any books that say this, but in my opinion, the way that wraiths see vampires is they see just a set of glowing red eyes on that side. And depending on how hungry you are, or I guess I should say, depending on how full you are, they see also just your circulatory system.
Oh.
That's weird.
So that basically what they see is if they're like quote unquote haunting or watching over their loved ones and a vampire feeds off them, they basically just see a ghostly set of red eyes lingering around their loved ones as they become weaker and closer to death, and then your circulatory system starts becoming visible. You guys are ghosts to the ghosts.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's how
So we creep the hell out of them too.
Exactly. So unless somebody actually uses like a summoning ritual to call a ghost, ghosts typically can't see you other than the creepy eyes in the circulatory system. But that's just my own personal headcanon.
That's cool. I like it.
Hey, it's your world.
Yeah. So yes, you hear goddamn ghosts or whatever he said coming from the hall.
And I follow him, or I follow the voice to the room.
Okay. Do you knock or?
Yes, I will knock. And wait for somebody to open the door.
Okay. So about 30 seconds or so after the ghost turned down your music, Dusco, you hear a knock at your door.
I already fed.
The chain lock on your door undoes itself.
Am I looking? Do I see a ghost?
Yeah, there's a ghost over there.
And I go, God.
I knock a little bit more forcefully.
I say, we don't know who that guy is.
The door
The
door unlocks.
You motherfucker. Hi. I open the door. Zala. Oh, come on in.
You must
Welcome to my
Dusco.
room. Very deceptive.
I gotta say, I'm sorry, I gotta break game for a second. Disco's massively amusing to me. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah, the ghosts scatter when he walks in.
Oh wait, that's fantastic. Did you see they fucking ran off from you? Maybe that's why you're here. Ward off the ghosts.
I sincerely hope I'm not only here to ward off your haunting issues. May I come?
No. Yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, you're one of those vampires. Yeah, now come on in.
What does that mean? As I walk in.
They gotta be invited. Yeah, I know this whole thing. Don't worry about it. So, now don't be mad. You probably came a long way. I still don't know why I need to see you, but I'm glad to see you.
All right.
You wouldn't be happen to have any sort of drugs on you, would you?
No. I do not carry such substances on my person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so hey, you're here. There's something I wanted to talk to you about, but we're
Indeed.
gonna have to drink each other's blood.
What?
Yeah. It's the only way to have the conversation that I want to have. We have to drink each other's blood.
What conversation are you talking about that involves us having to imbibe on each other's vitae?
It's like, like a whole like discretionary, no one can hear it kind of conversation.
Could we not just go somewhere more private and have that same kind of privacy?
I with the idea of I just don't think that privacy exists in our line of work, not in the same way.
You do realize how me drinking your blood, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen.
you've never had like consensual blood drinking.
Not with a vampire.
It's kind of fucking it. Look, I can't tell you any other way. It's the only way we can have this conversation. But hey, I'm not one of those Banu Haqim freaks. So my blood's not toxic.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to mute me.
Oh Lord. Not one of those Banu Haqim freaks, you said?
Oh yeah, the killers. Well, not that I mind killers. I actually like killers quite a bit. It's just they're so secretive.
Kindred in general are secretive.
Yeah, but they're really secretive. Really hard to suss out what's going on in their noggins.
I'm sorry to do this, but Zala. Zala's actually
my role.
I need Zala to roll a composure and resolve check.
Oh no!
Composure and resolve. All right.
Yeah.
Malkavian dies.
That is a smooth 6 dice.
Nice. Oh, that is good.
But I hope I fail.
No.
Well, we can make it interesting also if Dusco wants to go ahead and roll manipulation plus persuasion, we can go ahead and compare the results.
Oh, yeah.
Sure thing. Add hunger to that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, let's do it.
Especially since we're talking about drinking blood.
Yeah, he's gonna have to convince me to do something like that crazy shit.
3 successes.
Which might be not too. Yeah, I got 3 successes.
You can definitely add your awe.
Awesome. Before the roll, can I actually insight him to see what he might want?
What he might want?
Yeah, like to make it, like, kind of read him to see, like, what kind of person he is. That way, like, maybe I can persuade him better.
Well, the thing is, he's getting very interested in the concept of drinking your blood because of his bane.
Oh, fair enough. Alrighty. Please be kind to me.
I got 3 successes.
Me too.
You got 3 successes, yeah.
That would actually mean Dusco would be the aggressor here.
Sexy.
So Dusco,
the aggressor wins tie.
The aggressor wins tie. So drinking his blood sounds like a good idea. Not to mention, you would be able to tell whether or not he's guilty or not.
I go. It's a huge.
Hold out your hand.
I do so dutifully.
I grab a hold of his wrist with a firm, hard grasp, and I yank him forward towards me, and I grab a small little, like, ceremonial letter opener dagger that he keeps in his back pocket, and I dexterously flick it open and slash across his wrist very quickly.
I'll keep the blood in for a little while for dramatic effect, and then I'll will it to come out.
You know what? I really want to play somebody with brutal feet and have somebody go, "I'm holding my blood in." just once. That'd be amazing. So
No, the fuck you're not.
No, you're not. I'm drinking from the back.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm coming from Requiem. It's so sometimes my lore gets mixed.
No. It's funny. I would love for somebody to say that if I had brutal feet.
So when the blood starts trickling down, I will put it up to my nose and I will savor the scent of it and kind of try to discern some things since I have Bloodhound.
Okay. Well, as you are drinking that, however, I do need you to roll a frenzy check because you've tasted vampiric vitae. It provokes a hunger frenzy. Difficulty of 2 plus your bane severity.
All right, and the frenzy check is what? Resolve composure as well.
It's resolve plus composure.
Okay.
Yep.
Difficulty 2 plus my bane severity, which is 1, so 3 difficulty on 6 dice.
I believe in you.
All right. Let's see what happens.
6 is good.
Disco just might be,
Dead.
just be fed. Oh, that's a messy critical. But I did get 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay. So you're
One,
not
2,
gonna
3, 4,
frenzy. You're not gonna frenzy, but you are gonna start suffering from your compulsion, which is judgment. So the vampire is compelled to punish anyone they see as transgressing against their personal code, taking their blood as vengeance for the crime.
I see.
So you need, if you find somebody who you think has violated your personal code, then you are subject to that.
Gotcha.
All right. You want his resonance?
Yes.
It's most likely. Did you ask for anything specifically for Disco? Or would you have hunted for anything specifically?
I'm just kind of, I don't know if you can kind of tell sincerity through the blood, but I just kind of want to feel like, I guess, just kind of tap more into his emotions.
Well, with Bloodhound, I think that just lets you sense the resonance, right?
I think so, yeah. Which in itself is kind of like an emotional situation.
True. What would Disco have gone for? Just anything nearby, or would you have looked for something specific?
I imagine, like, if we're talking about like emotional resonance, I think probably sadness or fear. I don't know what the names are. But like something around there. Like he's very deeply afraid.
Okay. So you would have looked to feed off somebody who is afraid?
I think so. Maybe I'm attracted to that because that's how I'm feeling.
Okay. I believe that's choleric.
Choleric. Okay. So I imbibe in his blood, take in the choleric resonance, and
melancholic
resonance. And as I taste this blood, I let his hand go, and I say, it's not often I taste this kind of blood. You are very deeply afraid, aren't you?
I cover my hand. I go, that was a neat trick. Holy hell, how'd you do that? I knew you were a walking sword. Holy hell. Can we talk? I don't want to fucking... Can we talk?
All right.
No.
You said you needed to drink of my blood as well, did you not?
Just a little nip. Just a little nipper.
I incision my own hand as well. And I offer it to him.
I sup upon it. I get a good, delicious mouthful of Banu Haqim blood. and then I swish it around. I let it dance on my tongue, and then I down it, and I go, that's good.
I think we've
Oh.
returned to everybody being where they were when we started this scene.
I go, all right, we need to go into torpor.
What?
We need to go into torpor. It doesn't have to be right now. It could be later. We'll talk. We'll talk when the sun comes up. How about that? But until then, let me show you. Let me show you around. Let me show you. I mean, this is my mini fridge. I don't really use it. Big screen TV. I have all of the Oliver Stone movies. You want to watch one of those? Oh, did you kiss the ring of our Seraphim? Because she might be in. She might want to know that you're in town.
Our Seraphim?
Yeah.
You're not the part of the Sabbath, are you?
Well, I mean, why else am I here? You're clearly wait a minute. Here, I look you over and I go, can I deduce what he might be?
If you want to do a, just do a wits plus insight.
Right.
And you can add your aspects.
Sexy. Wow. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I make shit up sometimes. Usually it's with aspects. I let aspects run like presents sometimes.
A little bit more free form. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, wow. 1, 2. I'll willpower this. That's wacky.
Okay. That's, you can reroll 3 of your standard die.
That's wacky.
That's wacky. That's better. 4 successes.
4 successes. You look him up and down, and it starts off as a standard, just a standard eyeing him up and down to see what's going on. You can tell just by looking at him that he's definitely more humane than you are. But you start seeing flashes of combat, flashes of espionage, and then you see in your mind's eye an ever-expanding upward tower made of the purest white marble. And at the very top, 7 shadowy figures lording over everyone below, and one person in the very center with long red hair, with complete and utter dominance overall.
I take a step back and I go, you're Cam. That's perfect. That's perfect. You're Cam. That's fuck.
I step closer to him, almost in more of an intimidating fashion, and I say, I am more than just a part of the Camarilla. I am an Archon.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds really impressive. That sounds really impressive.
You need to tell me why you requested my presence now.
I look at him, and I with eyes like that immediately become hard. I say, wait until the dream.
Do I see the seriousness in his response when he says that?
If you would like to do a wits and insight, by all means.
I shall do a wits and insight. All right, I got 2 successes. Or sorry, 1 success.
Yeah, 1 success. How sincere is Dusco being right now?
I feel like this is probably the most sincere he's been since Zala has entered the room.
Okay. He
might even actually see the fear like there's a hardness, but the fear is definitely there.
That would be great if he had actually gotten a good roll. Zala, staring at Dusco, is going to sit there, and you definitely see extreme change in his demeanor as you are asking that question, as he's answering you. But he could very well just be screwing with you.
Hmm. You know nothing of what we are to discuss, and you say that we must wait for daybreak, which I can only assume that means that you will be communicating with me through our day sleep.
I nod.
Which means we do not need to be within each other's vicinity for this to happen, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, like, I don't know, we just met. I figured maybe we pal around for a little bit, but I guess if you want to leave right now, I mean, I keep you here. There's plenty of stuff to drink, plenty of people to eat, even if that's your poison. I'll leave it up to you, buddy.
All right. We shall remain here for the rest of the night until the day breaks.
Excellent.
You will not go anywhere.
I haven't gone anywhere. I got plenty of movies. What do you prefer? I just watched Goodfellas for the fifth time, but I
How about we sit in silent introspection?
Oh, I see.
Shall
I
we?
start humming.
Shall we? Shall we skip to the dream?
Yeah.
as awkward annoyance fills the rest of the night.
Oh, I sit there and I stare at Dusco the entire time, not breaking my sight of him as much as I can.
Eventually, I start humming a Reggie Duke song, and like I try to lose myself in the music in my mind, and just kind of enjoy myself.
Now, from what I understand, you are attempting to use River of Dreams. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, for those of you who are listening and do not know what River of Dreams is, in the Black Hand Playing the Sabbat, written by the same wonderful people who wrote the Sabbat guide for 5th edition. But this book is found on the Storyteller's Vault. It is not officially canon, but it is in my games. The vampire can mentally enter the dreams of a mortal while feeding on them, or invite others with whom they have shared blood to enter their own dreams during day sleep. So you can, in fact, do this. There is no cost. One rouse check during the day if you are trying to use this. So you do have to rouse check for this. There is no dice pool. The vampire can briefly enter a mortal's dream while feeding on them. This allows them the ability to communicate with a mortal covertly and experience their current dreams as a direct bystander. Most mortals will have no memory of the intrusion and what secrets they may have revealed to the vampire, revealed unless the vampire goes out of their way to make an impression during the dream. Some vampires use this power to hide messages in the dreams of their vessels. Alternatively, the vampire can build a dream of their own during their day sleep. This dream usually takes the form of a ruin along a stagnant river and may invite any vampire with whom they have shared blood to join them there. If they accept, the vampire appears along the riverbank and can communicate and even share any dreams they've collected. While in a dream, a vampire cannot use any of their powers or harm others in the dream. So that is how River of Dreams works. So I see that Dusco got hungrier when activating this discipline.
I'm a little hungrier.
And so you two, I'm going to give you a basis. You are standing along a river with some dilapidated buildings along the side. Anything other than that is 100% up to Dusco for description, and you guys may have your scene in the dreams.
I want to say that beyond, amidst between the dilapidated buildings, there is a altar. Roasting upon it appears to be freshly slain sheep and cattle, and next to that is a burning pyre of herb. And as I look upon it, I look back and I see Zala, and I say, "Oh, you're here. Good. Never tried this with another canine."
This is very strange.
Yeah. I think you're the person I need to go to.
For what exactly?
I want out of this spot. I want to not be hunted and killed because of my belief.
And what is your belief? I make my way to the altar with the roasting meat, and as I wait for Disco's answer, I almost instinctively try to reach out to grab some of the meat and wonder if eating it in this dream will actually impart some sort of satisfaction or not. But then I shy away as I realize my hand is getting closer to this fire.
The Matrix will tell your brain that it is juicy and delicious. No, I'm sorry. Even here, it affects me. But I believe in Cain, the father, the shepherd of mortals. I believe that you would think that the greatest enemy of the Sabbat, the Camarilla. No. Maybe the antediluvians. No. The greatest enemy of the fucking Sabbat is the fucking Sabbat. And they are killing themselves. I'm next on the chopping block. I fucking know it. I feel it.
You feel that you are going to meet your final death at the hands of a fellow Sabbat?
My pack is already gone. Destroyed by and I air quote, anarch war party. I think I was supposed to be among them. I came here, so I feel a little bit safer here, but I need to be out of Sabbat territory, and I need to know that I'm protected.
Then why have you remained here in Seattle, where this Elena Santosa resides? She is Seraphim of Sabbat.
Because she kind of likes me. I don't know, because my brain told me to come here. I don't know why I'm here. She's been kind to me, but who knows what that means? It's like a cat playing with a mouse, you know. Maybe it bats to play for it first before it sinks its fucking teeth into its neck.
I see. And I am supposed to be the savior to you.
I don't know what you are supposed to be, but you are something. And I can see that you have ties to the Camarilla, and I can see that you are a tough son of a bitch from all the visions in my head.
Well, one would tell me, if I were to be a little bit more violent-minded, the signs point to me ending your own life, freeing you from this sad cycle of fear and pursuit. You said I appeared to you as a walking sword, did I not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
And
seems
what
to
is a
be.
sword used for?
Yeah, I know what a sword's used for. If I maybe I could shoot him. You should have been a shield, but no, you were a fucking sword. But
So perhaps I am here to end your life, put you out
perhaps
of your
you're here.
misery.
Perhaps you're here to lay a massive dicking on the Sabbat. Perhaps
Hmm.
you're here to get me to whoever you have contact with, and I can lay down a massive diss track on all the Sabbat I've come in contact with.
What is
I'm
a disc?
talking primo information. I
Oh,
know.
okay. I see. So you are willing to exchange information on Sabbat individuals, kindred Canaanites, for your safety.
Yeah,
I see. Oh. You realize that if I am to be the one to provide you with the safety, that you would essentially be climbing the ivory tower instead of fluttering in the cesspits of the Sabbat.
I I kind of wince at that, and I say, "There's one thing I hate. If there's one thing I hate, it's slavery. Slavery of the blood. And I know you cams fucking eat that shit up. But right now, I think the Sabbat are even worse. They're of one mind, one idea. If you can't escape a single ideation, what the fuck point is there?
Why not run to the Anarchs then?
I don't think they got the cojones. I don't think they can protect me.
This is very true. They are disorganized. They lack any true vision.
I heard about some Malkavian guy that was hanging with him, got killed in a car. Just completely out of the blue. Didn't even have a chance to talk or nothing.
Oh, what a poor soul that one.
Mm-hmm.
The And you wish to discuss this with me in the stream to secure the privacy and security of this conversation. I can
Yeah.
appreciate that. Do you know where I'm supposed to take you? Is that something that you have ordained?
I don't know. I have a feeling that the Seraphim is going to ask something of me, a request or a favor, and I should probably make do on that. Just to ease the pressure, and then afterwards we can go, or maybe we can go now. But either way, I just want to be free of this.
You realize that even if you turn your back on the Sabbat, that doesn't mean that they're going to stop hunting.
I know. I know that. Just means they have to get through a layer of cam defense networks before they do.
See? Hmm. What kind of information do you have specifically? I do not ask you about specific details, but give me a morsel, something
um,
something that I can take in good faith. Because for all I
it,
know, you could feed me a pile of steaming, what is the expression? Dog shit of information.
I chuckle at that. Is there a morsel I can give him that might be something substantial?
Hmm. Well, I mean, you can always resort to like doing like a charisma plus persuasion roll or something like that against his uh, composure and resolve to see if you can convince him.
Okay. Um,
Those are the
I
mechanics.
I have um. I was gonna see what um. I was wondering if I had an ability or something. Okay. charisma and persuasion.
Charisma and persuasion, if you're not trying to lie to him. If you're trying to lie to him, it's going to be manipulation plus subterfuge. And
I'm not trying to lie to him.
okay, I was going to say, it doesn't actually show on our roller what you are rolling, so you would be able to do that without anybody knowing. So.
Okay.
There it is.
Alrighty. So roll.
Yep, and
Does hunger still apply in the dream?
hunger, yeah, do hunger. Weird shit might happen, and Zala will have to roll their resolve and composure.
2 successes.
Okay, so
Very resolvey boy.
so Zala, 2 is the difficulty.
2 is the difficulty. What am I rolling?
Your resolve and your composure.
I got 1, 2, 3.
God. I'm gonna willpower.
All I was going to say is Zala is not going to be won over, but you can definitely tell he's not lying.
Oh, 3 successes.
All right. Well, that makes you you're the aggressor, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And I got 3. Got 3. All right. So I can tell he's not lying.
Yes. You can tell that you can tell he's not lying, and he appears very sincere.
Gotcha. So I can assume that he has some actual good knowledge, or at least knowledge he thinks is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what I was saying is like I'll give him a nugget of something, whatever that something might be. I'll leave it up to our ST, but I'll give him some information that I would have obtained while being in the Sabbat.
Okay. Let's see. Information about the Sabbat that you would hold. What type of information would Zala think is useful?
The type of Sabbat information. Essentially, it's at least for someone in my station, we would know that the Sabbat is like broken up a lot more than they used to be.
Well, you'd know that they don't have their own territory for the most part. I mean, as it is, the Camarilla took over their main city.
Yeah, like they're completely like fractionated, right? So,
yeah, you'd know that the Lasombra are joining the Camarilla, the Zamitzi seem to be joining the Anarchs for the most part.
As far as Sabbat information, I would probably say just like locations of Sabbat that might be dug in to specific areas where they might be potentially laying low, things like that. Obviously, nothing is not like wholly substantiated because at the time you were in the Sabbat, you knew that they were here. That doesn't mean that they're going to still be there or whatever. But locations mostly would be useful. And obviously, I know Santosa is here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, let's see. For the most part, you would know that there are like okay, here you go. For the most part, the people who hold, or the vampires who hold the position of Seraphim, they seem to be the only ones who are still technically holding cities. And so it's pretty easy to know where they are for the most part. So like knowing where like trying to think of a good one, like Madrid. Madrid is still technically a Sabbat city. Because there seems to be, or because there is a Seraphim located there. But like, for the most part, the Sabbat in general has pretty much turned almost completely nomadic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd almost like a fucking like I don't know, like Farmer's Almanac like migratory patterns of where packs might go. Like I would like filter any sort of rumors I would have heard, or maybe even something I would have heard in the Sabbat circles about where packs might be going, what cities might be getting it, like that kind of vibe.
Okay, well, some good information that you can probably give is that the title of bishop, for the most part, in the Sabbat, has turned into a what they make certain Canaanites do after they're done, like, attacking a city.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's like sometimes it's a volunteer, most of the time it's by force, but like a Canaanite who seems like almost like they've lost the ability to be as helpful as they could be in the Sabbat are being like forced to become residents in a city, and then whenever like anarchs or Camarilla start coming in to try to repopulate, the bishop's main job now is literally just to call the packs back and try to keep the city empty.
Okay. So yeah, and I mentioned that, and I say, which means that certain cities that have one of these bishops, city just might just have one bishop that you, as a super secretive espionage assassin pan, might be able to find and execute, so he can't call back all of his packs. I dream up a chart, and I show on the chart like where like certain bishops might be, and I say and I'm like, and if you look at the graph, you could tell that the amount of success that you could hope to achieve while the packs are in the city is at a marginal decrease than if there were no packs in the city.
Yeah, you kind of see just like a whiteboard appear, like a like a.
Do we see the scene from that one show where he's like has all those Post-it notes and connecting threads?
Charlie Day.
Yeah, the Charlie Day scene.
Would this would Dusco have imagined a murder board effectively popping up, like a conspiracy board?
100%.
Okay. So yeah. As Dusco's explaining this to you, this cork board just appears with a map of the United States and all of these like red, purple, and black thumbtacks sticking in it with this red yarn going from city to city that basically says, oh yeah, this one has a bishop, and this one has a bishop, and this one has like an archbishop. The archbishops have a sucky job because they're in charge of like 3 cities, and it's like so.
And I'm sitting there astutely, my hands on my chin, and I'm just politely nodding, like, okay. I see. The information that you potentially could have would actually be very useful in my line of work. I will have to get in touch with my superiors. But if you are earnest in this, I believe I can help you.
Thank you. You're right, Zala. Appreciate that. All right.
Thank you.
Well, while you're here,
you are unique as well.
I go. This is around time where he does the deed, and I'm gonna sit on a rock next to the stagnant river and watch as Cain kills Abel for perhaps the 600th time that I've witnessed this.
What is your version of that? Do you believe that Cain killed Abel out of spite and jealousy? Do you believe that he killed him out of love and wanted to send his most precious thing in life to God in appreciation for God? What is Dusco's lookout for that?
Disco definitely believes in like the first of my joy. He sacrificed Abel out of love, um, which is also how he calls humans, based on like if they're murderers, if they murdered out of spite or greed, he kills them. But if they murdered out of like protecting their family, or murdered because of some other sort of like desire based on care, he doesn't kill them.
Okay.
So, yeah, he 100% believes that Cain killed out of love.
Okay. Then what Zala sees is this classical Cain with a heavy heart killing his brother by what he sees is the orders of God from above. But something else, and Disco will notice this also, is in the river. You can see just underneath the surface of the water every single one of Disco's victims' faces. Staring up at him dead-eyed.
Do I know what these things floating in the river are?
No, not at all. You just see. Yeah, you just see faces, these dead faces staring up from the water.
I say, wow, this is all in your mind.
24/7, baby.
I do not envy you.
I don't envy me either.
Seeing the scene of Cain and Abel and the Gnostic myth of what this entails just kind of fills Zala with a lot of introspection, being formally taught in the Banu Haqim in the Path of Blood, and then just kind of melding myself with humanity as I went out and did my own thing. It is a troubling scene for me to witness. And he kind of closes his eyes and tries to not focus on it.
I'd like to pick up on that and see that it kind of troubled you.
You can probably just assume that.
Yeah. And I put my hand on his leg, and I say, "It gets easier."
It'll be a lot easier when this is over. How long do we have to spend here?
It varies. I'm ready to end the scene.
So
Unless
you
have more,
you can end whenever you're ready.
Yeah. I think that's what I'll do.
Okay.
When he says, "When is this over?" I'll nod.
Typically, the way that time works in this dream world, you can have a dream that lasts hours. You can have a dream that lasts minutes. But when you end it, the sun has gone down, and it's time for you to wake up regardless. Time doesn't really listen. So even if like this short conversation would have taken all night for your brains to just pass it, or all day for your minds to pass it back and forth through itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question. This power of this discipline does not have any stain occurring side effects for anybody that was pulled into it that isn't the person using this discipline?
It does not. There's nothing on here that says anything about that. So, yeah, okay. I would say that you're subject. I would say that you're subject to your storyteller's whims when it comes to that. But
that makes sense. That makes sense. I was just wondering because seeing a site like that, I feel like would cause some witnessing it would question,
Well, you also realize that you are in a dream. So You can make speculations. You can make speculations on what you've just seen, but it's not going to answer anything for you.
I am going to wake up disturbed.
I can understand that. So, is Dusco ready to end this stream?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you're sitting there on the bank of this river, with the faces of your victims just under the water staring up at you, Cain in the background carrying his brother's corpse to the altar of his father with reverence and love, you close your eyes, and that's typically all it takes. You just close your eyes, and when you open them, the sun is gone. The night has come, and you find yourself awake. However, tonight, you try to wake up, and it doesn't quite happen right away. Can I get a wits and awareness check from everybody?
100%.
As I take over Dusco's dream.
Woo! Hey! Ghost in my dream.
Wits and awareness, baby. That is a 5 dex. Heck yeah.
Wowie zowie. 3 successes.
3 successes.
Got 3 ones in a row. Holy hell.
See that.
Ouch. I got 1, 2, 3 successes as well.
Cool. Yay! So you'll both realize this at the same time. The stagnant, dead air that is surrounding you slightly begins to move. The lack of temperature is replaced with this humid, sticky substance in the air. The grass, the browning, dead grass, it seems to be more fair in substance, and the ground beneath you takes on a softer, malleable texture.
I grip down at this dead yellowed grass and try to pull a clump of the earth.
Well, the yellowed grass, as you look down at it, you'll notice it's more of a brown, slick, oily consistency. And when you try to grab a clump of the earth, your fingers won't go through it. Not directly. If you want to push to try to grab a clump out of it, it's going to be a strength plus brawl check. But yeah.
Nah. No, I don't. I pull in vain.
You pull in vain?
Yeah.
All right. It's slightly elastic, and it's warm to the touch. It feels like that's where the warmth in the air is coming from.
I look at him. I'm not a horticulturalist, but this ain't usual. I can let it go.
It just kind of like it just kind of like takes back the form that you left with some reddish imprint of your hand where you had grabbed it.
I don't know what this is. I look over at Zala and I say, this has never happened before.
I thought you said you had control.
I do, normally. But I'm usually not surrounded by a bunch of fuckhead dead ghosts. So, I don't know if they're doing this or this is something else. Maybe it's because I did it with a vampire. It's like, you're my first.
As you guys are talking, you are going to notice on the same side of the river as you is a large congregation of a few dozen people that are wandering, wearing these. They're all dirty. they're all unwashed. They're all ungroomed. Their clothes, you can't even tell what color they were originally. They're modded and gray, brown, mold speckled, and they're just walking past you. Can I get a wits and awareness from Dusco?
100%. All right.
Bunch of moldy people around here.
Bunch of mold boys. One day I will roll well. Two successes.
I am just going to say that a couple of the individuals who are walking, it's kind of hard to tell because of how dirty and stuff they are, but you slightly recognize a couple of them.
Are these my victims?
They do not look like your victims. You double check into the you double check in the river just to make sure, but they don't appear to be the same people.
I fucking breathe and I'm like, whoa. Oh my god, that's good.
And
Those are my victims. Most of them are murderers.
You will notice also that they are walking past you and into the distance, and in the horizon in the direction that they're walking is a very large city.
Is it Enoch?
Is it Enoch? it's a modern city. In fact, I will go ahead and say that you guys can both, from the distance that you were at,
Is it Golconda, Illinois?
both of you. That's not a big city. There's like that place has a population of. Hold on. I have to make a point here.
2,000 mud men.
You guys.
I would assume Golconda doesn't have a whole lot.
Golconda, Illinois has a population of 648.
Holy crap!
God, that's not even.
That is not a city. That is a trailer. That is a trailer park. Anyway, so I love you, Golconda. Don't get mad at me if any of the 648 of you actually listen to this.
It makes sense. Not a lot of people have reached Golconda. So.
Yeah, that's true. No, but since both of you are fairly well-traveled characters, in my assumption,
Yes.
You do see the Empire State Building.
Oh, it's New York.
Can I roll an intelligence and occult to figure out what this might be?
You can.
I really like the
Zala is just taking all of this in. Like, what?
You
in the world?
can also add your aspects to that roll.
Oh, that's sexy. Thank you. Does Nodism take place here at all?
Yes, it does.
Nodism specialty. This is the roll, man.
I'm gonna willpower this. I'm going through my willpower like. I'm gonna try to figure this out.
Hey, you're only 2 away from an exceptional, right?
I know. Yeah.
Oh my god, you had a 3. So you have a 4 now. Or no, yeah, you have a 4 now. Okay, so
big money.
As you are, because keep in mind we're inside Dusco's head.
Yeah.
As you are all standing there and observing this happening, you are going to realize, Dusco specifically is going to realize that the ground is slightly moving because it's breathing. What you had touched before was flesh. The grass has been replaced with tufts of hair.
I fucking stake myself.
And because of your Nodist role that you just took up, there is a sobbing on the other side of the river, where the body of Abel is burning on the altar of Adam. And he's whispering into the smoke that's curling up and drifting up to his God above. But even though he's whispering, you can hear it. Go not to the clan of the Rose for advice, for they will give you no single answer. Watch Gangrel when they are uneasy and leave. The first to die in any jihad are Nosferatu. Bless those who fight our natural enemies. Keep safe the water bearer, the builder, the undertaker. These are not your prey. Let not the priest, poet, or presence see you feed. Not one of them will leave it be. Let honor be your shield, your sword, and your cloak. Let Ventru save face. You will go far. To rid yourself of an enemy, outlive them. Vengeance is best when the blood is still hot. Know that in all times there will be Caesar. Pay him his due. Fight the first battle. Win the first war. Watch your own childer. On the lips of all his honey taste of diablerie. 1 sip of blood I take. 2 sips I accept. 3 sips I refuse. Bargain not with the darkness. It's time. It will take us all. Ride the beast. Do not let it ride you. Make not friends among poets. They will sing too much of you. Be not known. Seek shadows. When the cross has a point, find your safety. Take gentle from women. Take directly from men. Take sweetly from children. Take halting from animals. From kindred, share. From the moon beast, feast. Be as a king. Your sacred duty is to protect the weak and fight the mighty. And at that, Boo, you both wake up.
I want to say, like, as I heard those words, like, Dusco was probably mouthing them aloud, so that like almost as if in recitation, like with it, as I stare over at Zala, and then like with the summation, with the conclusion of it, and we wake up, Dusco like bolts up.
You guys want to do a rouse check?
I will do a rouse check.
I'm gonna be at 3.
I will do a rouse check after that beautiful poem.
I am good.
Okay. You are as hungry as you were before you went to sleep.
I need to get a tasty treat.
I am
Zala is hungrier.
I am hungrier. Why did it pulse twice? That's weird. I am back. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Let's get something to eat.
So we awaken in the same hotel room, right?
Yes. Nobody's messed with you that you know of.
That was an interesting experience, Mr. Dusco.
Thank you for going on that journey with me. It's good to have company.
You have quite a reverence for the religion of the Sabbath.
I shake my head and I say, not anymore. All they want to do now is exalt in their brother's blood. If you listen to the words, that's the words that were in my head. That's not what the Sabbat are doing. They're doing the exact opposite.
I see. It was always understood that it would be a matter of time before they imploded.
Right. Anyways, let's go. Is there anything we should probably get something, grab a bite, see who's around, and then maybe I can show you around town. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
I believe the easiest way to do this would just to be have room service come.
Yeah, I guess. It's like I haven't snacked on a murderer in a couple of days. I lick my lips. Yeah, fine. You mind if I put on some tunes while we wait?
Be my guest.
Hey, all right. This is Reggie Dukes. He was the lead guitarist for the From Friends, and then I lay on some jazz reggae fusion.
Okay, so you guys, what is your plan for feeding?
Can we just order room service?
You want to just order, what is your intention? What are you going to ask for? Because this is a legit hotel.
I wasn't sure if
Yeah,
there was
I'd say
special Elena package.
if we could just call someone up here and partake.
Elena probably would have told Dusco some code to give to the workers. If calling for room service. So by all means, yes, that is available. Is there anything specific either of you two would want?
You wouldn't happen to have an extra serial murderer, would you?
Serial murderer?
Yeah, like a Dahmer or a Bundy, something.
Tell you what, roll one dice.
Make it happen. Make it real. Six.
You got a 6. What about Zala?
Zala is not as particular. He tends to like a bit of a chase when he feeds. But in this case, it's not necessarily appropriate. I'm okay kind of restraining myself to make my feeding a little bit more practical right now.
Okay. If they on room service asked you, what would you like to eat? How would you answer?
Anything warm and vibrant. Warm and vibrant.
We can share the same guy.
Warm, vibrant, and energetic.
Would you two be interested in sharing the same?
I mean, let's break bread. Let's break bread.
I would not, only because it would risk injuring the mortal.
They are going to tell Zala on the phone to come to the third booth in the bar.
Okay.
And they tell Dusco to wait in his room.
I look at I look at Zala as he's about to leave, and I say, if they give me what I want, it's okay to hurt him.
That might be something for you, but I have to judge somebody on my own merits.
Where does serial murder rank with you? Is that a slap on the wrist? A little moose boosh of a sip?
My quarry stems from those with fangs. Dusco.
It's like we're the exact opposite.
All right. So who wants to feed first?
I say, go ahead, Zala.
I'll go ahead and feed first.
Okay. Zala, please join me behind closed doors.
Oh no!
All right.
I
Where's
want to
those
eat
doors?
it.
Unless you want to, do you want to just hear each other feed? I'm fine with that if you guys are.
Oh, I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with it too.
All right. We'll hear each other feed then. All right. So Zala, you go up to that same bar. Now this is midweek, so instead of like 2-3 dozen people up there, there's only about maybe a dozen people up there
Gotcha.
right now, and it's not as loud. There is some recorded music playing. There's no DJ. There's no live performance, and the booths all have these large, like, privacy curtain options for anybody who wants them.
All right. Very
Now-
appropriate.
Now, what would you have told them that you wanted exactly? You said something
I said-
lively?
Yeah, something warm, vibrant, and full of energy.
Warm, vibrant, and full of energy. Okay. Well, the third booth, which is where they told you to go, is as soon as you get off the elevator, you can see it. It's to your left. The third booth has its curtains drawn.
All right. I make my way to the booth,
Okay.
and I take my seat and await patiently.
You sit down, and when you get in, like when you approach the curtain and you open it, and when you open the curtain, there is a young girl who looks to be in her younger to mid-20s, sitting there. And as soon as you open the door, she looks up at you with a bit of a nervous look up at you. Can I help you?
In a bit. Yes, you can. And I get up and I kind of make my way next to her.
She kind of
And I say-
scoots away a little bit.
And I tell her, I'm like, it's all right. We're going to have a little conversation. But first, I need to tell you something. And I lean to whisper into her ear,
Uh-huh.
and then I take my bite.
Okay, so that is going to be a strength plus grapple. She is going to be using her dex plus athletics, because when you lean in to talk to her, she is going to try to scoot out of the booth.
Yes. Strength plus...
Strength plus
grapple?
brawl.
Yeah, strength plus brawl. Alright, so that's going to be 5 dice. Alright. Let's see if I can wrestle me up some grub.
She got 1 success.
What a hero.
She killing it.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
You got 4 successes. Yeah, before she even has a chance to do anything, you have your fangs in her, and she tries to scream, but she loses herself to the kiss before she's able to respond.
I taste upon the vibrancy of her blood, the youth and the energy, and I drink until I am slaked, all but one, obviously.
Okay, you are going to get the caloric dyscrasia from feeding from her.
Nice.
So you have a bonus towards celerity and potence disciplines.
Nice.
Until you reach Hunger 5, you'll be able to add an additional dice to those rolls.
Excellent.
Very cool.
All right, shall we go upstairs to Disco?
We shall.
Disco, good. Okay. So you are told to wait in your room.
Yeah.
And
I'm like twiddling my thumbs.
when after Zala leaves, there's going to be a sharp knock at your door.
Hello.
Do you like look out the spy hole or anything?
Yeah, I look at little people.
You don't see anybody out there.
Okay. Fucking. I fucking throw the lamp at the wall and I go. Fuck. If I could hit you, I would. I'm gonna find that largemouth motherfucker. What you fucking got? I open the door and stick my head out.
Okay, you open the door and there's a tray. there's a room service tray with a silver dome atop it.
Oh. This is very unusual.
So now there's a broken lamp in the room. Is that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I open up. I lift up the dish.
You lift the dish and there's a dossier under it.
I almost look disappointed.
Yeah.
And I go,
Aw.
yeah. I pull it in my room and I set it down and I go to reach for the lamp and then curse.
Oh yeah.
And then I set it on the like little desk that they give you, and I'll sit and kind of flip through the dossier.
Okay, the picture that you see, there's a guy in his like maybe mid-30s. There are a bunch of candid photos of this guy in a suit, nice car next to him, getting out of his car, wearing sunglasses. It looks like just it's just an obvious rich asshole.
Yeah.
Like in one of the pictures, he's quite obviously sniffing a valet, that kind of stuff. When you get about 4 or 5 pictures further into the dossier, there's pictures of him picking up someone at a bar. And then it switches to like security photos of him strangling someone. And then like taking that person apart and putting them in individual bags and things like that. It's a very detailed dossier of a murder.
Yeah.
That is happening. As you're reading it, however, you're going to hear a click across from you on the wall. And
I kind of peer over towards that click.
A hidden door opens up in your room.
Is this real? I start to walk towards the hidden door.
It doesn't open all the way. It's just enough for you to be able to possibly slip your fingers in there.
I wiggle my fingers into the door and try to pull it open.
It opens with ease. This is where the weird thing starts to happen. You you open up the door and there's slight resistance. Not much. But it appears that with the smell that's released into the room when you open the door all the way, this strong scent of freshly turned soil.
Ooh.
When you open up the door and a little bit of dirt falls onto the carpet, and you see that the door, what was stopping you from opening it all the way, is a network of roots. And inside the walls of the atrium is an interconnecting passage system that is filled with soil and roots.
Oh my god. This is incredible. So take me to fucking Narnia, and I start climbing the root system.
It's legit like a hallway that you can walk in.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if you look up, you can see a ceiling. There's a floor. There's walls.
Yeah.
There's just roots everywhere, and the floor has like a nice layer of dirt, where you can actually see various like footprints going here and there. When you get in, however, you realize that there are other doors, and each of them has a small brass, heavily tarnished at this point, but brass placket that has the number of the room on it. And in the dossier, it has the floor and the room number of the guy who's in there.
I'm using the knowledge from the dossier. I navigate the corridors and until I reach his room.
Okay. Can I please get an intelligence plus, or give me a wits plus streetwise roll?
Ooh, I'm pretty wise of the streets, kind of. This wouldn't be considered a bad neighborhood, would it?
I don't think it's considered a bad neighborhood, but since you have a dossier which includes a map of the tunnel system, I will give you a +2 bonus.
Ooh, thank you.
Very good.
Wow. All right, 4.
Okay, yeah, you definitely find it without an issue. He's two floors, or he would be 1 floor below you, but on the other side of the hotel. It takes a little while to get to him. There is a network of ladders in here, but you will eventually be able to find the room. What do you do with that information?
Once you said there's sort of like a brass knob to the door.
There's a brass plaquette with the numbers, but there is a release switch that opens the door.
Oh, I will hit the release switch.
Okay, you hear a very similar click as what you heard in your room. With that, could you please roll a dexterity plus stealth roll?
Interesting. Would my unseen passage and or what is it? Unseen passage or cloak of shadows come into play?
Unseen passage and cloak of shadows can come into play after this initial test, because it's to see if he heard the click of the door.
Okay. It begins. Here we go. This guy's a hero. Look at him go. Look at him go.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, you got 2 successes. He got 0. So, yeah, he did not notice anything. In fact, he is in the bathroom. You can see him in the mirror of the bathroom. He is blow-drying his hair, and he's wearing a towel. And there is a suspicious collection of sheets that is vaguely human-shaped on the floor next to the bed.
That's wonderful.
In fact, now that you're in this room, you can kind of remember. You can kind of make out what you saw in the photos. Those were recent.
Oh my lord! Holy hell, these guys. I'm going to. Engineer.
My Sabat is fucking organized. I'm just saying.
You mean your Sabat ain't dumb?
My Sabat ain't dumb.
I'm going to organize.
That's good.
I would even say a Kevin McAllister-esque trap.
Okay.
So that he slips while drying his hair and like bashes his head against the like side of the tub or something like that.
Okay. Let's
Pixar didn't happen.
See. Let me take a look at your character sheet real quick.
I have a specialty in crafting traps.
You do. I want to see a wits plus crafts roll from you with your specialty involved.
Nice.
There you go.
This is an uncontested test. I just want to see how well you do.
Yeah. It's on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Oh, 5.
5 successes. Okay. So what would you do? Just out of curiosity. Like I could make up a trap, but I want to see if you have an idea for this.
My idea is like maybe taking like while he's away or when he looks away, maybe like take some Vaseline or some or something slippery,
Okay.
and apply it to the tile floor of the bathroom.
Okay.
That way, when he turns, like the palm of his foot hits, and it's angled so that he'd fall and hit his head or neck on the side of the tub.
Okay. Okay. Here are your options. In the bathroom, you can see through the glass walls of the shower that they have one of those little mounted on the wall setups where like the shampoo, the conditioner, and the body wash.
Mm-hmm.
That's there. On the sink right next to him is hand soap. Those are in the bathroom. There is also a well, you know where the mini fridge is because this room is slightly. This room is almost identical to yours.
Yeah.
So you can guess where that kind of stuff is. Or there is a interesting red liquid that is coming out of those sheets. All of which of these things could be slippery.
I think it's poetic irony to use the red liquid in
The victim's blood.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not hard to collect some of that. This individual was brutally dispatched. But and it seems like this individual actually was keeping some. So I'll go ahead and say that you find a vial that is definitely not meant for blood, but you find a vial.
Yeah.
Like sitting on his nightstand.
I would say.
So you just take that and using your unseen passage, kind of crouch down behind him and pour a little bit of the blood on the floor.
And move away and wait.
Okay. You had 5 successes. He was drying his hair. I'm going to go ahead and say he at one point he just slips back and he takes a step backwards to change an angle, and let's check something. Okay, you rolled 5 successes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and roll his dexterity plus athletics. And he got 2 successes. So he actually does fall and hit the ground pretty hard. He does look like he hurt himself, but he is not unconscious. So you just you see him slip. There's a bang. He starts yelling profanities and screaming, "What the fuck?"
I want to come. So while he's still like maybe trying to get up, I want to appear behind him and grabbing onto my new weapon, which is the extended like power cord of the hairdryer. I'm going to start garroting him.
Okay, you're going in for a stranglehold thing. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. He is going to be injured, so his pool is going to be lower. So let's go ahead and it's going to be strength plus brawl because of what kind of weapon it is. Mm-hmm. You're not swinging anything; you're just kind of wrestling. So yeah. No successes.
Wowie.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say you're going to strangle him without an issue.
All right. I'm trying to render him unconscious.
Okay. You can definitely stop. I'm sure you're smart enough to do that. Did you? Yes, let's see. Okay. What are you doing to this guy?
River of Dreams, baby. Or if I have to, Chains of Morpheus. But I'm mostly just River of Dreams.
Okay, so you're gonna drain him completely.
Yeah. Basically, the idea is I start to drain him completely, and while he's dying, I inflict upon him what he's done to his victims in the dream.
Okay.
Like I'm shaping a nightmare.
This is how this is going to go. He is going to die in his nightmare. 100%. Everybody he's ever hurt is getting their vengeance upon him. Taking a human life would typically give you 2 stains. However, one of your convictions is sing, dance, and call. And I count this as calling. So you are going to take 1 stain for this death. Because in V5, the Sabbat still have to worry about humanity even if they're on a path.
Yes.
Now, you have 1 stain, which means at the end of the game session, we will do a stain test to see if you lose a point of humanity. Unless you can perform the act of contrition from the Sabbat.
Okay.
If you can find someone who can properly perform the rites of contrition, and you can do what they need you to do to make up for this by the end of the game session, I will erase that stain.
All right. I love that.
Yes, the way that humanity works for the Sabbat, it's very fun. It's all tied into Sabbat rituals.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could have read more about the Vitae. I chose the ability to know how to at least perform it because my character was like a pack priest at some point.
Yeah. But, no problem. I think contrition is one of those overlooked rituals anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and go with that, which means you are gonna have to find someone who knows how to perform that.
I want to say that like as in the dream he is like being subjected to everything. Like it ends with back at that same stagnant river.
Mm-hmm.
Back at the altar, and as he's being sacrificed onto the altar of Adam, as he lay burning, I say, "I'll see you in the river."
All right, there you go. He fades, and you have 0 hunger.
Woo! Feels good. I go find my new bestest bud.
Let's go ahead and say that you guys meet back up in the room. As Dusco is going back into, are you going to go through the halls, or are you going to go back through the secret passage?
Secret passage. Like,
okay.
Like if you find a secret passage, you got to use it.
Oh, right. I know completely. So anyway, as you are going back in, you hear somebody coming through the front doors, and you hear somebody like do that flap open of a trash bag, and they're like, "All right, let's clean this shit up." And and yes, you can get back to your room. I'd say by the time you're done, because yours was a little bit more in depth, Zala's probably sitting in the room. And then as Zala's sitting there, the wall across from the bed opens up. And Dusco comes through a hole in the wall.
Hey. Oh, well, that was quick. How'd you do? You look great.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm going through the secret hole that is just for us exclusive Sabbat members.
There is legitimately a secret passageway there?
Yeah, apparently it's rooted all through this whole building.
Yeah, when Dusco walks in, Zala will notice that not only is he slightly damp from his excursion in the room with all the steam from the shower, but also he smells very heavily of like Axe body spray.
Okay,
I assume that you fed.
Yeah. Another sicko off the streets.
Well, if you are slaked, perhaps we should move on to the next order of business then.
Yeah.
You said that you had to meet with Elena Santosa?
I nod my head. I say, I think so. I'm not sure if we'd have much luck getting out of this city without her knowing.
All right. Well, then I shall accompany you, I suppose.
Hey, you already know her. You probably know her better than I do.
I did meet her, yes.
Oh, there you go. You're already friends.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
All right. So I will see if she's in the club right now.
Okay. So you guys going back upstairs?
Yeah, we're gonna be looking for Elena.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what would Zala have done with the individual he fed from? Do you just like leave her in there? Like, obviously you didn't kill her, so do you just like leave her in there to rest up, or what's up?
Yep, I lick her wound closed. I order a drink, and leave it there in front of her, and make sure that she's taken care of before I walk away.
Okay. That's not an issue then. By the time you guys get up there, she's probably not even there anymore. So what are you guys doing while you're up there?
Well, right now, kind of just asking around, seeing if anyone's seen Elena.
Yeah, I look for her titular bodyguards that I had met before.
Okay. Give me wits and awareness.
All right. Wits and awareness. Number one now. That's one.
Yes, man.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that office that you were in with her before. You
Yeah.
can see them standing outside the doors. There's there's two of them standing outside the door, like bouncers, and then you can see the other two are nonchalantly sitting by the bar.
I tap Disco's shoulder, and I say, I lean in because we're in the club, right? So it's probably loud.
Yeah, it's not as loud it was as the first night. This is more just like, I don't want to say radio music, but there's recorded music playing, not
okay.
not a DJ, not live performance or anything. Just yeah.
Just got some Nickelback playing.
Never, not in my Sabbat clubs. I don't mind Nickelback, but they're not going to be in my Sabbat club. No.
Only as a torture device.
It's probably going to end up being like whatever the latest of club music actually is.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so
Only the best uncha for you guys.
Oh, I love it.
absolutely. So it's not a bumping club, just kind of like a chilling club.
It is tonight. That you being here, you can kind of tell that there seems to be like theme nights.
Theme night. So tonight's the square hip hop night.
It appears to be.
All right. So I lean into Disco and I say, I know where Miss Santosa is. Follow me and follow my lead. Don't do anything uncouth.
I'm looking over. I go, hey, you want to cut a rug before we go up there?
Why would we cut rugs?
Not. God damn it. Do they not teach you colloquialisms in the fucking camp? I'm talking about. Do you want to go out and dance a little bit? I mean, this is not the best music, but
Absolutely not. We have business. Let us move forward with the business. Yes. You want to leave this? You want to leave this place as quickly as possible, do you not?
Yeah, but I want to enjoy myself while doing it.
We can enjoy ourselves at another date.
You promise?
Kindred never promise anything.
I go, yeah, but I'm a Canaanite.
I let out an exasperated sigh when I start moving.
I follow.
You follow?
I follow.
Okay, so where are you going straight to the door? Or what?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna pass by the bodyguards that are at the bar, and then give them acknowledgement, and then I'll make my way up to the door and wait outside the door.
Okay. You see that the bodyguards are actually talking to the bartender, and it's that kid Jimmy, the one that you tried to fix the last time you were here.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's there. And the bodyguard or the guards that you pass by who are talking to him, kind of like they go to stand up, and they look from you over to the door, where the other two guards kind of take a step forward, but as they're all doing their posturing thing, the door opens to the office at the same time, and that guy with the really big mouth is walking out while talking to Elena, and behind him is this guy who's, let's see, he's wearing a long coat, he's wearing a hat, and he's wearing a face mask, like a medical face mask. And let me see. Actually, screw it. It is the night of the full moon tonight. This guy who's wearing the face mask. Yeah. This guy who's wearing the face mask. He has a very interesting luminescent white, almost bluish tint to his skin that seems to. It actually almost seems to be reflecting the moonlight.
Oh my god.
His eyes are also very large, almond-shaped, and jet black.
I'm upset at you.
Why? Why are you upset with me?
These guys are cool.
Why are you upset with me?
I just know what that. I just know what he is out of game.
Yeah. So
they're cool as hell.
Actually, if can I get a can I get an intelligence plus insight from Dusco?
Sure.
Oh yeah, he would probably pick up on something like that.
I don't have any Fey lore, but I
No, but it's something you may have seen.
Okay.
And also, you're a Malkavian, so every once in a while, weird shit just pops into your head.
Yeah, they just know shit, man.
Malkavians are like the best. Malkavians are the best for exposition.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you got a Malkavian in the group, you can just throw shit in there for no reason.
I was so happy that you had premonition on your sheet.
It's so good. It's such a good plot device, and it's so good.
Okay, so you have 2 successes. You see that guy, and it's not. It's weird to see them because it's really like you haven't seen many of these guys before, maybe 1 or 2. They're incredibly rare. You're pretty sure it's some kind of like weird bloodline of Clan La Sombra. But you're really not sure anything else. You've definitely seen one of these guys before, though.
Yeah, I'm not completely caught off guard, but I don't know exactly where they're from.
Yeah, I mean, if you were like,
you got the reaction out.
It's like he catches your eye mostly because like, how is that guy not standing out? Because he obviously is. But knowing exactly what he is, not really. So
definitely taking big pains to like make sure he doesn't stand out right. He's got the long coat, he's got the face mask, he got a hat.
yeah, he's trying.
I walk up with Zala. I kind of nod my head. I go, Seraphim?
They all stop their conversation and they look at you. The bodyguards kind of take an extra step closer. The guy, the really tall one with the glowing blue skin, kind of takes a step back. And they all look at you guys.
I came with my friend. I say, gesturing towards Zala, and I say, did you want to see us, or did you have a favor in hand, or can we skedaddle?
Elena looks at you and then looks back at Zala and smiles, and looks over towards the younger man with the big mouth, and says, Scott, I have business. Would you mind? And she just kind of like looks towards the exit. And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. Chris, let's get going. And he looks at the big guy, and he leans forward, or he goes to leave, and Elena kind of clears her throat, and he leans back in. He's like, see you later, Mom. And he kisses her on the cheek, and him and the big guy walk to the elevator and leave.
The big mouth person kissed her, or
yeah, the guy with the really, it's not like a huge, like, unnatural, it's just like very wide.
Yeah. I sit there and
he kisses her on the cheek. He kisses her on the cheek. He says he says goodnight, Mom, and then him and the tall guy that he called Chris, they leave through the elevator.
Forgive the intrusion, Miss Santosa. I did not mean to abruptly stop your family time.
Scott was leaving anyway. How can I help you?
Hey, well, for one, you can have your fucking kids stop haunting me.
Oh, did he do that?
Yeah, he fucking did that. I mean, it was a little funny at first, but the more it happens, the more it builds, and I can't trust anything anymore. Like, is it a fucking hallucination? Is it a ghost?
Okay. Just get in the office. And she turns around and goes into the office.
My God.
The one of the bodyguards kind of like looks in the door after her, and he's like, Miss Santosa, you all right? And she kind of looks at him, smiles, and she's like, I think I can handle it. And the guy just kind of looks at the two of you and then shuts the door. And when you walk in, there's some seating arrangements in here. Couches. There's like a couple couches, a small table with a few chairs. One of those booths is also in here. And there's a big bar. Both of you will notice that the bar is just radiating blood sorcery.
Brewing up more of those bottles, are we?
No, I always keep some stuff on hand. She actually goes over to that bar and pulls out a small, like not a small, but like a pretty hefty size, like maybe half-gallon sized amber jar that also to you two would be glowing a very strange, not quite blood sorcery. Dusco, you would remember this kind of aura. But yeah, she opens the jar and kind of like shakes it a little bit. You can kind of hear contents shifting around, and she pulls out what looks like a small rodent skull of some kind. And it is also, like I said, glowing with that strange radiating, it's black, but it's also trying to be green energy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, just keep this in your pocket. It'll be fine.
Alrighty. I snatch it.
And like, there are no wraiths in here whatsoever.
Finally. You know what, yeah. I appreciate you, Elena. Can I call you Mom?
No, not at all.
I let out a subtle chuckle when he says that.
She looks at you just all seriousness, does not break stride in anything. No, you can't.
All right. I figured I'd ask.
She's like, Scott's my actual son.
Oh, I have my glasses or my sunglasses. I kind of tilt them down so she can see my eyes, and I go, I said apologies. I'm sorry.
She's like, believe me, I do have certain clientele who like to call me mommy, but no, you're not calling me mom. So, how can I help you, gentlemen? It's very interesting, by the way, Zala, to see you here again. I hope that your Justicar master is treating you well.
Oh yes, he treats me perfectly fine. I actually came back here rather soon because of this young injured here.
Yeah, he was asking to get a hold of you, and I was a little curious because I've never seen anyone who just so blatantly was asking for contact information for a Justicar before.
I would like to say that I didn't know what he was. I just saw a vision. You know how those go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, those of your kind definitely see a great many things.
Mm-hmm.
And they, for the most part, I feel, have some merit to them. But Dusco here thought that maybe we should come pay you a visit. He was of the opinion that you wished to see him.
Well,
for one reason or another.
Truthfully, I'm massively amused by this entire situation, and I wanted to see exactly what this was about. Also, I was wondering if there is any way I could repay you for the job you did for me. I understand that I've already agreed to help you learn that little trick, but if there was anything else, and I need you to roll a resolve, and I need you to roll a resolve and composure check.
Ooh, resolve and composure.
Let's see.
Why? Yes.
And I'm sorry. Here's your difficulty.
Holy fucking Christ. Well, I guess I mistyped one of my hunger dice.
That is a 9. That is a 9 difficulty.
There's no way. Unless
I
roll
believe
like,
in you. Here's
There's no
4
way.
tens.
I mean, you could always, you could get
no.
crits, you know?
That's true. Well, if I got like 4 tens, I absolutely could have done it, but it's not happening. Not happening. Man. All right, yeah. I got two whole successes.
Okay. You are going to find yourself in a very sticky situation at this point in time. Yeah. You find yourself in a very sticky situation at this point in time, where you are now under the effects of entrancements. The vampire only needs to gain the subject's attention and win a contest of, that. The effect lasts for roughly 1 hour plus 1 per point of the margin.
Ooh.
So,
okay, so I'm sorry, my headphones messed up for a second. So I'm under the effects of what now?
you're under the effects of entrancement.
Okay.
So you have 1 hour plus the margin. What was your total?
I had 2, so I'll be 7 hours under her entrancement.
Okay, so effectively the entire night. And the effects last, blah, 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 we already said that. The vampire can renew this effect indefinitely, but a failure ends. So you could be under entrancement forever at this point if she continues to roll as well as she is. After succeeding, the user adds dice equal to their presence rating to any and all social challenges against the entrancement subject. She is heavily She is heavily flirting with you, and it is really working. She is offering anything to make up for your services.
I see. And I say, you've already paid me back, have you not? I do not wish to overstay my welcome and ask for more.
She walks over to you. You can tell, Dusco can definitely tell that she's being overt in her methods, and yeah, she she walks over and kind of slips her arm around Zala, and looks over at Dusco. No, not at all. In fact, if you were out of curiosity, if you were to choose an avatar for Dusco, in my mentality, it's what actor would you want to play Dusco if this became a movie?
Probably a very young Al Pacino.
A very young Al Pacino. Okay, I can see that. All right. No, actually, she's very happy with you being there. In fact, if you want to do let's see. It's actually I misspoke before, and I apologize. I was looking at the wrong thing. If you could do a oh no, it's a composure plus wits, not a composure plus resolve.
Okay.
So if you want to do a composure plus wits, that'd be great.
All right. I'm gonna get 7 10s. Hey, only 1 10 though. Sucks to suck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
Again? Watch this. More than 2. Ha ha ha!
Yeah,
I'm only in trance for 6 hours.
You, except for the fact that she can renew it indefinitely.
My girl.
Basically, when the sun goes down, you guys are fine. Or sorry, yeah, when the sun goes down and you wake up, you'll be fine. But when she interacts with you again, it's an automatic test for this. So she's going to steer Zala a little bit while she's walking, keeping her arm around him, and she's going to place her arm around you as well. So,
hey,
what exactly should we have you boys do?
Cut to black.
I mean, I wouldn't say no, but
do we need to fade to black and roll some athletics checks? Like,
I feel like that might be in the cards.
Well, I did not come here to necessarily perform any other jobs, but if you had something that would be worth my time, perhaps I would be willing to engage in such activities. But we are not long to stay here. Unfortunately.
She pulls her arms out from around you guys and walks forward a little bit. Has a little bit of a pout on her face. She's like, that's really sad. All right. Well, if and when you find yourselves back in Seattle, make sure you come by and say hello.
Of course, without a doubt.
But of course,
Yeah.
I will make it a point to see you if I'm back in Seattle.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to come with us, I mean, that would be fine too.
I am far too busy to leave my establishment tonight, but thank you.
You must practice quite a bit of blood sorcery. As I kind of gander over at her bar of magic.
I dabble.
Well,
How much is dabbling?
I know a little.
I walk over to the bar, and I kind of want to make an account of all the stuff that she has there, and potentially roll an occult to see what she might have going on.
Okay. Let's see. Go ahead and roll your occult plus investigation.
All right.
But on top of that, I also need you to do a wits plus aspects.
Okay. So a wits plus aspects and an occult plus investigation?
Yes, please.
Okay. So wits plus aspects. That'll be my first roll. My wits plus aspects garners me 2 successes,
Okay.
and my occult and investigation garners me no successes.
Okay. There are just things here that you have never seen before, and where there might also be things there that you have seen. I'm going to go ahead and say that your interest just kind of... Your interest in the stuff that's there just kind of like is directed towards the things that you've never seen. So you're having a hard time identifying anything. As for the wits plus aspects, unfortunately, you're not going to pick anything up.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
lots of weird magic stuff here. I will say that you can definitely tell the difference between blood sorcery and Oblivion ceremonies, and there seems to be a healthy distribution of both.
Yes. Yeah, they probably have different energies to it.
Yeah. I usually say blood sorcery kind of has like a reddish black look to it, like a weird swirling reddish black aura, and necromantic ceremonies or Oblivion ceremonies typically have like a greenish black.
Okay. Cool. They say,
She just kind of smiles and raises an eyebrow as you're perusing her belongings.
I'm not entirely familiar with the spread you have around here, but I can tell that there's a healthy mix of standard thaumaturgical applications and some of the more shadowy aspects of magic, of blood sorcery.
She looks at you in the most flirty voice, and you cannot take this as an insult. Okay? But she looks at you and goes, well, thank you for telling me what I already knew.
Indeed. Like, oh, no. Yes. I immediately speak out of a curious, what's the word? Curiosity.
Well, I already told you that I would teach you something.
Indeed. You did give me a nice guide towards that voice in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I've not yet completely learned that one.
It'll take some time, I'm sure.
Well, is there anything else you needed, Dusco?
No, I just wanted to say that appreciate your hospitality, appreciate you. I worship the ground you walk on, and
You're laying it on the little thick there.
Okay. God damn it. Why do you... Okay. Why do you guys have to give a Xanatosa the dialogue that you're giving her right now. When you say you're laying it on a little thick, she is going to walk by you, put her hand on your arm, and say, "I like it thick," and smile at you. Now I have to put an adult warning on the damn video.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up, though.
Oh god.
That's how you know you're in with the inner circle of Club Zantosa.
Yeah, well, that is kind of Club Zantosa.
I let out a reflexive throat clear as she says that to me. If I were human, I would be blushing right now, but I'm not, so I maintain my collected demeanor.
Okay, can I get? God damn it! It's all tests. Anyway, can I get a?
Oops, all tests.
Oops, all tests. Let me see. What is it? I get to use all these powers I never use.
Well, there you go.
What did you say?
I said glad to be.
Okay. I need a stamina plus composure from you.
All right, stamina plus composure.
Yep.
6.
And this is gonna be. Okay, that's gonna be.
Hope he doesn't get 9 successes again. Oh, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5.
Doing way better than before.
Yeah.
She also got 5. And she is the aggressor.
Man, that's the third time I've lost it. That's the third test I've lost being in tie for do the aggressor.
Yeah.
Brother, you got willpower. You can
That's
do
great.
this.
I do have willpower. I have not used the willpower.
You can definitely re-roll 3 with a willpower if you'd like to.
Just that one die.
It would literally be the one die. It would literally be the one die. You know what? Fuck it. Why not?
I mean, it's one die. It's a 50% chance.
Yeah.
That's all right.
You got it.
I'm all for it.
It's gonna be a 10. I already know it.
Yep.
That'd be
Fingers crossed.
Cool. Yeah, no.
Okay.
10 minus 7, yeah.
So, so as you're talking to her and you clear your throat, you feel your heart start to beat.
Ooh.
And you feel warmth return to your face and your hands, and you are blushing. You have no choice.
Oh my god! So I rouse my own blood, instinctively, or
no, she roused your blood.
Oh, she made me rouse. Ooh, do I roll the rouse check then? See if I get hungry.
Yes, please roll the rouse check.
All right. She gonna make me hungry, and I ain't talking about blood. I did roll 6.
Okay, so you're not any hungrier. Oh god, it's so much everything. Can I get a wits plus awareness from you as well?
Indeed.
This is nothing but rolling dice. I apologize.
You're good, man. Good.
This is our boss battle.
Yeah, I think this is your boss battle. Yeah.
Well, if you played Swan Song, it's exactly like that.
Yeah. So you got 3 successes.
Yep, 3 successes.
And she's not hiding shit. So when she does that and you feel all of that happen to you, I know this is quite obvious, but she's not hiding it at all. She has the ability to completely control your blood.
Ooh. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
You are enjoying the situation, that is true, but you also realize how dangerous it is.
Yeah, so am I able to make a test to kind of rationalize to myself that we need to GTFO?
You don't have to throw a test. You can leave whenever you want. She's not holding you hostage. She just asked you to please come back when you're in town.
All right. I collect myself and I turn to her on my heel. I give her a slight bow, and I, give her the same greeting kiss that I gave her the last time, but this time as a farewell kiss. And I say, we appreciate your hospitality, Miss Santosa, but we
Okay.
must be on our way.
I understand. You have a nice night.
You as well. Let's go, Dusco.
Yeah. And I get up and like I don't stop staring at her even as I'm walking towards the door. And then like as we exit the door, I
Probably
peek my head in,
probably walk
laugh
into
out.
the doorway.
Yeah. I go,
Just stumbles a little bit.
yeah. All right, bye.
And she just kind of like twiddles her fingers in your direction.
If you did not like mouth call me to her with your hand, I'll be disappointed.
I do the mouth call me. Yeah. What a lovely lady! Wow,
yes, she is quite something. Very dangerous.
Makes me, rethink some options. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm in love.
You are more than welcome to stay here with her if you want.
I think on that. I say.
I think Zala just figured out how she gained her pack. All right, cool. Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I look at him and I say, "What do you think?"
Her?
I don't know, man. His fucking head's all fucked up.
She is a very interesting and elegant kindred. That is quite tantalizing and in equal measure very dangerous. But you said you wanted to get away from all this, and she is a seraphim.
I kind of hold my hand. I go, shh. Yeah. All right, let me show you around town. And I go, you have a vehicle?
Last time I was here, I used Uber.
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 What the fuck's an Uber?
Damn it. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Uber.
Uber.
You don't know what that is?
It's a German word for super.
Yes, and somehow it is also the nomenclature of a ride service, taxi service.
Oh, I don't have a phone.
Ah, I see. Well,
Yeah,
I will.
let's go. Take your Uber. Let's fucking get going.
We should make contact with the local Camarilla. That way we will have a place to be while I contact my superiors and to figure out what to do with you.
My eyes are constantly darting back and forth as I take in the world around me.
If your information is as good as you say, we may be able to make use of this, which will secure your safety, I think, for the time being at least.
I kind of frown a little bit and I say, you'll go to bat for me, right? You're the sword. You'll fight for me, right?
A sword is only as deadly as the hand that wields it, and right now, the only hand you have is the information you claim you have. So, be sure that the information you have will be worth it, and the sword may strike true for you.
All right. Yeah, of course. Meritocracy. I gotcha. Let's go.
Indeed. I phone the other Archon that is, what was his name? Anton?
You are calling Dracon and Anton Dracon.
Anton Dracon, yes.
Okay. Phone rings. Probably like 4 or 5 times, and he will answer. Zala.
Mr. Anton Draken, how are you this evening?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I am fine. I find myself back in the area actually quite soon after leaving it due to some other business.
You're You're back in Portland?
Yes. Well, I will be. Can we meet up?
We're in Seattle.
Yes, we'll be going to Portland.
We're going to Portland. Why the fuck are we going there?
Because that is the nearest. Well, I guess Seattle does have Camarillo, doesn't it?
That place is full of crazies.
You'll be right at home.
Oh, you wound me.
I would actually say, let's see.
Portland has a rather interesting concentration of Malkavians there.
It's very true.
So I feel that maybe it might be a place where you can kind of, I don't know, coalesce your energies.
You're like, yoga? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not sure. I don't know how your whole thing works, Dusco.
Oh.
Let's see.
But I had made contact with them before. They are familiar.
I look
And
at Mundo.
they seemed like they could be of the capable sort.
All right. Well, you gave us a heading.
Really?
I'll tell you right now.
Okay. Sorry, talking to myself.
I don't know. You're
No,
good. So, as long as we have a heading, and I don't know what other sort of packs or if there's anything out here that might take a swing at me, as it were. So the quicker we move, the better.
Are you actively waiting for somebody to attack you?
I look towards I look at him, and then I look at my character sheet, and that says I'm shunned, and I say could be anyone.
All right, so you guys do have a choice.
I like choices.
There is Portland, which you know how to get to, or know how to get to, and know how to get a hold of people there. I will also say that you are not very well appreciated in Portland after your last visit. Or you do know that there is a Ventru prince in Seattle by the name of Alec Cross. And you could possibly find him. He's not that hard to get a hold of, especially with your connections.
True enough. Well, we are already in Seattle, so maybe that might be a good place to stick to for now. Am I still on the phone with Anton Draco?
Yes. What he tells you that if you want to meet with him, he's happy to meet you at the. He actually sounds grudging when he says this, but you can meet me at the Ecstasy Saloon. But it's going to take me a couple days to get there.
And where's the Ecstasy Saloon at?
In Portland. It's right next to the big rose gardens.
Ah, okay. I say, you know what? I do not wish to put you out if you have any business. I have an asset that I have to secure for my line of work, and I was hoping that you might be able to assist in this. But I get the sense that I am not well appreciated in Portland after my last visit. So I shall remain in Seattle and speak with the local court here.
Okay. If you like, I can. I could probably make some calls and get you a meeting with Cross.
That would be most appreciative. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Give me a minute, and I'll tell you where you can meet him.
Of course. Thank you.
And he hangs up.
All right. And, yeah, I will, also set up an Uber. Call the Uber.
Okay. So you have a little conversation, or you get a hold of Uber, and by the time they get there, Dracon would have texted you where you can meet Cross. So then you have an address for your Uber to drop you off.
Okay. Well, I would have just told him to wait. Sit here until I have an address.
You'll have one before they get there.
All right. I gesture for Dusco to enter the car first.
Yeah, I'll get inside. Kind of. I go. It's like a taxi, but it's some dude's car. You going to some guy's car?
Yes.
All right.
They are. They are paid. They are paid to deliver people to their destinations. Speaking of which, and I recite the address to the driver.
Yes. You are going to the National Nordic Museum.
Ooh.
So the National Nordic Museum is a museum in the Ballard neighborhood of Seattle. So you're going to end up going through some very nice areas, and then you are going to come to this very large rectangular building. It's very white and gray, lots of glass, and there's a big sign in the front that's just a very large black rectangle that stands probably about 15 feet, and it has a triangle and a rectangle next to each other that effectively just kind of looks like the negative of an N. And it just says Nordic Museum underneath it. There is one town car sitting out front with a driver who is wearing the driver's hat, driver's gloves, and he's just leaning out. He's leaning on the car, reading a newspaper.
All right.
I'm Disco's like looking at the museum, or at least the front of it, kind of taking in like the patterns and the shapes, and I look towards Zala and I say, wouldn't mind going inside.
Well, we're meeting him here, right?
Yes. To your knowledge, he should be inside.
And I say, well, we will be making our way inside.
This Kane says to exult in the song and dance of the people.
I would refrain from your Kane rhetorics for now. There are many in the Camarilla who are not interested in hearing about such things.
What about you?
It is a nice story.
I think it's more than a story, my friend. It's our fucking history. And it's going to be our future.
So some say. I open the door and usher Dusco to follow me as we make our way in. I pay the Uber.
Okay. The full moon is shining in through the massive windows that are in the front of the building, and when you walk in, there's to your left, there's like a little cafe area. The inside, though, as incredibly Spartan as it is, very, very little regalia. When you actually get into the museum itself, there's a very large, put together longship. That it's authentic, it's real. It's just been excavated, and you can see banners and flags, and you can see a doorway that has a sign on it that says "Hall of the Gods, Valhalla," and just cultural artifacts and all this other stuff. You're in a museum of Nordic history and culture.
Can I roll intelligence and academics history to get some neat factoids?
You can. All right, so you got 2 successes.
Yep.
Is that what I'm looking at? You know pretty much the common stuff. The days of the week are named after the Norse gods, except for Saturday. You know, that kind of stuff. Out of character, I could tell you the reason why it's not named after a Norse god is because it was literally translates to bath day. That is the day that they bathed.
Saturday was the day that they bathed?
Yeah, so basically you'd be sitting there going, this one's for the sun, this one's for the moon, this one's for Odin, this one's for Thor. Wash your ass. Like that. I think it actually translates to laundry day. But
Okay.
That's cool.
but it was the day where they cleaned their clothes, they took their baths, all that stuff. Yeah, you know that they keep finding more and more excavation sites all over the world in weird places. I'm going to go ahead and say, with a 2, being part of the Sabbat, you've probably talked to quite a few gangrel who tell you that Odin was a gangrel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that there's actually
I
a cult. There's a cult in I think in Alaska that worships Angrabata.
That's
Nice.
right.
Angerbolt, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm like basically.
Isn't there a gangrel bloodline called the Noyad?
Yes, they're massively disappointing.
I was gonna say I'm speaking to Zala, and I'm kind of going over what I know and what I'm learning. But if he notices, this is clearly like a tactic because I am massively nervous. And I am trying to.
Oh,
You're trying to cope.
You spout out Jeopardy knowledge when you're scared.
Yeah.
God, that sucks. Now, I actually very much love the Noyad. I want to point that out. The only issue I have is that they live in basically the tundra. And the discipline they decided to take away to give them aspects is fortitude.
Oh.
So they have.
How would you take orders? Yeah.
They have animalism, aspects, and protean, and I understand the spiritualness of having animalism, but come on,
Yeah, you're gonna live in the tundra. You're gonna lose your fortitude. Jeez.
Exactly. I'm kind of a Requiem fan when it comes to bloodlines. When you join a bloodline, you should gain an extra discipline, not replace one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
100%.
There you go.
So they should have animalism, aspects, protean, and fortitude, in my opinion.
Would make the bloodlines even pretty cooler.
Yeah, a reason to join them. So yes. Anyway, so Dusco's nervous, and he's spouting off all of this History Channel nonsense at you. And
I nod and I take in the info, knowing what he's doing. Like if it's obvious that he's just nervous, I kind of just let him get it out. So that way, when the prince arrives, I can kind of coax him down instead of him building up.
The door that actually says Valhalla, Hall of the Gods, is slightly ajar.
All right.
And you can, yes, yeah.
I put my hand on Dusco's shoulder and I say, he's gonna be through there. Try to calm yourself a bit.
I'm a little nervous because isn't Valhalla where warriors go to die?
Yes, but Well, yes.
Go when they die. Either way, yeah, it's a bad portents. I'd like the premonition.
Okay. Okay. Initiate your premonition. That is going to be. Let's see. Resolve plus aspects.
That is a pretty interesting turn, like a pretty interesting thing, though, because I'm a warrior in my own way, and you're a warrior. You were a warrior of the Sabbat,
Yeah.
because all Sabbat are warriors. That is interesting. We'll see what happens.
The thematic parallels.
Yes.
Is it a route? Is it a routes check? I believe.
Say for premonition.
Yes, one rouse check if you are if you are causing it, and it's a resolve plus aspects.
Alrighty, 3 successes.
3 successes.
And that is a failed rouse. So I'm hungry.
So you feel yourself get hungrier.
You were at 0. You were at 0, now you're at 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
Welcome
not
back to-
that bad.
Welcome back to normal hunger.
Yeah.
Feel the beast crawl up a little bit. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it uncoils itself in your stomach. You can feel it. Strangely, for you, it brings back the story of Nidhogg, the serpent dragon that sleeps underneath the tree Yggdrasil, that you're standing in front of a large bronze relief of right now.
I sit there and I touch the ground, and then I touch back to being back in the atrium and stepping amongst the roots in the dirt, and I say, was I in Yggdrasil?
I think you're starting to realize that Nidhogg, which was the eater of the dead, you're starting to realize that you have a lot in common now that you spent the evening entangled in roots, being seduced by a goddess, and now you're sitting here in this hall of invincibility and power and exploration, about to breach into a new frontier. So you're at the point, and this is part of your premonition at this point too, you're at the point where you need to decide. Are you going to be a force of destruction, such as Nidhogg, which you have been emulating ever since you woke up this night? In fact, even in the dream that you had the day before. Or are you going to find new ways of existing?
I kind of fall to a knee and grip at my Hawaiian shirt.
Oh my god. You need to start with this shit, man. You're wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh yeah.
I need to know these things.
I look up and I say, I was the one who gnawed at the roots.
In your mind,
The one who gnawed.
in your mind, the bronze relief of Nidhogg, who's entwined in the roots of Yggdrasil in front of you, is moving and making its way towards the surface, as you can feel your own beast start to climb to the surface and let you know you might not be that hungry, but how often do you have the chance to diablerize a prince?
I rise to my feet and I go, all right, let's go. Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. When we move into the Valhalla Hall.
All right,
We will-
you wander into the Hall of the Gods, Valhalla, and what you see are these amazing poles with human-like figures carved into them. And then next to them are descriptions and plaques and pictures that have been taken from books and paintings. And it's just the description of all the different deities of the Asir and Vanir tribes And as you're entering and you see this dwarfed figure surrounded by all of these amazing artifacts and works of art, you see a man wearing black slacks, a white sports coat with stark white hair. And you can see the peak of a red collar poking up from underneath the sports coat from his shirt with the matching red pocket square as he turns around and looks at you and raises one eyebrow. I was informed that a member of the Justicars wished to see me. He walks over, hand outstretched in greeting. I'm Alec Cross.
I take his hand in kind and greet him. And yes, I am Zala. And this is my associate, Dusco.
He
and I
gets a slight smirk on his face when you say his name and goes to shake Dusco's hand as well.
I shake it. I want to leave a good impression.
Okay.
Can I roll etiquette?
You can, if you want to do a charisma plus etiquette roll.
This would be fantastic. Alrighty, here we go.
Let's see some ones.
I want to see some ones.
Let's see.
No, 2 successes.
2 successes? Okay. Huh?
That's pretty good.
So you go to shake his hand, and you do, but a little bit more enthusiastically than you probably should. 2 hands, you grasp his, you shake it a little bit. You can see him kind of shaking under your strength. And
yes, my lord.
Hi, Mr. Cross. My name's Nidhogg.
What? Excuse me?
God damn it. My name is Mundo.
Mundo.
Yes.
Disco Mundo.
I need to.
Disco Mundo.
Disco Mundo. Roll. Let's see. 6.
My name's Nidhogg.
Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3 successes on that check. He lets you shake his hand, but like Zala, you can see the look change from a cheerful greeting to hesitancy as he visibly starts to step back.
I raise up my hand, kind of like and like kind of nod my head, and Usher is like it's okay.
He looks direct. He's going to attempt to take his hand back. Is Disco allowing this?
I feel like there's a part of him that wants to hold on, to keep holding.
Do you want to do a composure plus resolve check to try to? I mean, technically, what you should be rolling is your current willpower.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that instead.
Oh yay, play to lose. Awesome. Let's see how this goes.
You don't have to roll hunger for that, right?
No, it's just willpower. It's like the one test where you don't get
fail.
Yeah,
okay.
Like checks.
So you can see the Prince of Seattle attempting to tug his hand out of this Malkavian's grasp, and he will not let go. And he looks at you and goes, "You brought a Sabbat bishop into my city?"
Oh, what? Sorry, excuse me? A bishop?
A bishop. I am going to have to try to wrestle my hand out of yours, so I need a probably strength plus brawl check from you.
Yeah, I'm going to rouse the blood, and let's do it.
Yep. Say 16. And there's your difficulty. 2. Fuck.
Oh no!
Welcome to hell, Prince.
Okay, you know what? You guys tied. Technically, he should be the active kindred here, but for storytelling purposes, I'm going to give that to you.
I like that.
Um,
I'll see that
he
cost if that ever
he
comes.
is looking at you and frantically telling you to get him off of me right now.
Um, I grab Disco's wrist and say, "Let go, Disco."
I love that. Um, my eyes, like my fangs start to
Oh
fan
God.
out, and I say,
Oh, old habits die hard.
Oh man,
Yeah, you can see that he is losing himself to the beast pretty freaking fast.
son of a bitch. He's losing himself to the beast pretty fast.
On the Prince of Seattle,
Oh no.
who is frantically trying to get his hand free.
All right. So
The Malkavian's fangs are starting to extend.
a nice, quick decision here. I'm going to attempt to cut his hand off.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do that.
Okay, I think there's actually
He is,
specific rules for this.
he is yeah. Not working.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't
under.
know.
I think it's
I don't
under
think it's gonna work out.
advanced conflicts. 295. Is it
I don't know
295?
if it's going to work out.
All
I'm
right.
trying to help you, buddy. You're making it really hard.
This might not end well. I hope everybody's okay with that.
Yeah. As is
Okay.
the way.
Maneuver. Is it under maneuver? Movements and conflicts, close combat, surprise attack. This is not a surprise attack. I think this is considered a maneuver. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you make a roll at a -3 when using the. Oh wait, no, that's damn. How do you get that? Okay. 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 You know what? We're just going to go with staking rules. No, your merit is not going to help you out with this. But you're going to basically do a physical challenge against him. He's only going to be able to defend with his stamina because he doesn't have any fortitude.
Okay.
So I need Disco to roll basically just your stamina. And then if you get more than 5 successes over, it will fully sever the limb.
All right, and then I'm just rolling my strength and melee.
Strength and melee, yes. And your
All right.
your sword, I believe, gives you a +3
Yes.
to damage.
Yes, to damage. So, all right. Let's see what I can do here.
Oh my God.
Hopefully this can end in some sort of way.
Okay,
It's gonna
so
end somehow.
did you only get 1 success for Disco?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't do much better. I got
You can willpower.
yeah, I would have to willpower.
He is
because
attacking
I'm
a
at
prince.
4 I'm at 4 over. So I just need to get one more success. So
Yeah.
I will use a willpower. Because this is not the proper decorum, my guy.
No.
I did not expect this. Ah, well, that's 2 more successes.
Yes.
So, yeah, with a whistling through the air, you realize that thud that you heard, Disco, was in fact your arm cut just below the wrist, hitting the ground. The prince stumbles backwards, falling to the floor a squeak of his highly polished shoes, looking over at this mess, the slight amount of blood that's on the floor, the hand that's somehow still slightly twitching. And he stares up at you. He stares up at Zala. And what is the meaning of this?
I want to join the camera.
This, I apologize, Prince Cross. This man Dusco is an asset that I'm trying to secure for the purposes of my line of work.
Fucking cock to the bone. Jesus Christ.
He wrestles himself up to his feet and tries to straighten his suit.
I apologize for not having better control over him. I did not realize that he was in such a state.
You brought a goddamn bishop of the Sabbat into my presence.
I never got that high. But yeah. Yeah.
So you know this man? You know Dusco?
I know of him.
And
And as he's like frustratingly answering these questions, he furiously pulls the pocket square out of his pocket and stands like he leans himself on one of the god poles and lifts his foot up behind his other leg and starts like buffing the scuff on his shoe out of it.
Yes, well, see, here's the thing, and I will give you this piece of information due to the fact that this was not how I wanted this to happen. Mr. Dusco here is turning coat on his old playmates. He has offered a generous amount of Sabbat-related information in exchange for safe harbor.
Can I get a charisma persuasion from Zala?
Absolutely. Charisma, persuasion. Blood Surge doesn't help with that, does it?
Yes. Anything that you can definitely use Blood Surge for that.
Okay. Charisma and persuasion.
It should add two dice to your roll.
Thank God, because I would only have one otherwise. All right, so I will rouse the blood first.
There's your difficulty.
So 3.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe in you.
I believe in meat.
I believe in Zala.
I'm hungry. I'm more hungry. I'm back to 2 hunger. All right, and now I will spend that willpower. Roll 3 dice. So 1 regular and 2 hunger. I got 1 success.
You succeed at a cost.
Done.
I'll give a succeed at a cost if you're only 1 less, but not 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it did not work.
So he doesn't even seem to be listening to your explanation as he's furiously buffing the scuff out of his shoe, and right as you're finishing your explanation, the door bursts open, and 3 men with guns come into the room.
I say, hold on.
They look towards the prince.
We can fix this. Just listen to me.
He puts his foot back down finally and stuffs his pocket square in his pocket like he's stuffing a turkey, and he looks at you and he's like, exactly how do you plan on fixing this? And he doesn't even motion towards Dusco, he just motions towards his hand. Which
the blood in his hand?
No, he motions to the hand that's on the floor. Like you chopped Dusco's hand off, right?
Yeah.
So he just motions to the hand, which if you look at it is quickly starting to catch up to it's basically like the skin is starting to fall off, it's starting to shrivel. It's got skeletal bits that are showing through the skin. At one point in time, one of the bones actually falls off.
Oh Lord.
Well, it's starting to catch up to its natural decay.
Right. I say that we can personally clean that for you if you wish. Disco, pick up your remains.
Um, Disco goes to pick up his hand. And like as he sees it wilt, he's watching it like sort of decay, and his eyes turn towards the prince, and he says, "This ain't gonna end well, is it?"
He just looks at you with disgust.
Mm.
One of the men with the guns that are aimed on both of you, by the way,
Mm.
looks over towards the prince and says, "Sir, how should we handle this?" And Prince Cross is going to look Zala in the eye and say, "I don't know. Justicar, how should we handle this?"
Well, if you would allow me to explain, and you can listen to the words that I speak, and you can make that judgment after. How about that?
I
I would hope that you would have the decorum to at least listen to a Justicar that has come to your city. Something.
yes, you threw the J word out. Okay, so I am going to need I am going to need a manipulation, intimidation, and you
All
can
right.
add your status to it.
All right, that's going to be manipulation, 2, intimidation, 2, 4, plus 5, so 9 dice. All right. 0.
To
Holy
0
shit.
successes. Holy shit. Okay.
There you go.
If he if
He
he
gonna fucking learn today.
if he could piss himself.
He probably would.
I think he just realized who he's talking to. That's the problem.
1, 2, 3 successes, 4, 5 successes. That's an exceptional on top of that.
Okay. He
Oh yes, I am. Yes, I do myself in that way.
he looks you he's staring at you in the eye, and he visibly seems to become smaller when you throw the word Justicar at him.
Use the J word.
And he kind of gives a slight hand signal to his men with the guns that just give a questioning, "Sir?" And he goes to more of a frantic wave off, and they say, "Yes, sir. We'll be right outside." And they walk out the door and shut the door behind them. How can we handle this, Justicar?
All right. Now that things have calmed a little bit, Disco,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to sit over in the corner quietly while I discuss things with Prince Cross.
Disco walks over to the as Disco's walking over the corner, he is going to start feeling a slight itch where his limb was.
Yeah.
You are not obviously regrowing anything right now, but you can already start to feel the tendons and the tissues starting to attempt to regrow.
When he sends me off to the corner, I would like to disappear if they're not looking at me.
Okay, you're going to find a dark corner and vanish.
Yeah.
I will automatically fail at that test for Alec Cross. He's not going to look at you.
Okay.
So you do not have vanish from the mind's eye. How well does Zala keep an eye on Disco?
Oh, I make sure to at least pay attention to him being there. I do have unseen, right? Sense the unseen. So
Yeah.
It's. I'm not gonna like super concentrate on him because I feel like he would at least after that little outburst he would have enough decorum to kind of chill.
Okay.
But I am going to keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Essentially.
Well, then I'm going to say that he probably does, at some point when you're looking at the prince, he will fade from view when
Okay.
when you're not looking at him, but you will be able to detect him fairly easily with Sense the Unseen when you go to check.
Gotcha.
Unless Disco bolts.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
Disco's of the mind that like he's going to organize a trap just in case things get hairy.
Okay. We will
Basic.
come to that.
Okay.
unless you want to explain it right now.
Well, I kind of want to say that it's like one of those big statues.
Uh-huh.
I want it toppled over on the prince.
Okay, go ahead and do an intelligence plus crafts roll, specialized, and if it comes up, we'll know what the difficulty is.
All right.
This poor guy. Poor Prince.
Did you say poor prince?
Yeah, let's go up this show.
As poor prince, this poor old
Poor guy.
and
This poor
true
old
prince,
guy.
old prince with his 2 arms.
Yeah, poor.
Yeah, you
do
can
that to yourself, son.
say poor all you want to, but you know what? Fucking Disco's over there and he can't clap.
Last
Well, you know what?
I got 2 more willpower. I'm gonna use it right now.
Oh God.
He did that. He did that shit to himself. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, I think this is what happens when Malkavians are low on willpower as he's spending more willpower. Okay,
That is very true.
you got a crit.
Yes.
There you go.
Nice.
So you got 4 successes.
All right.
That's the difficulty. All right, so you're speaking with Prince Alec Cross of Seattle.
All right. So is he like full attention now?
He's looking at you, waiting for you to explain.
All right. I'm gonna say, all right, as I stated earlier, this man, Mr. Disco, is an asset of mine that I'm looking to secure. He has a large amount of knowledge that he's willing to divulge in regards to the Sabbat in exchange for safe housing, as he is turning coat, as they say. He is in a bit of a paranoid state at the moment, so I apologize for his uncouth actions towards you in your domain, Prince. This is why I wanted to meet with you tonight, to discuss this as I am trying to contact my superiors.
What do you want me to do?
We just need safe housing for now. That is all.
He looks at you and then down.
And I will remain with him as well.
He looks at you and then down at the rapidly disintegrating hand on the floor.
I'll make him clean it up.
I thank you for your decorum and coming and telling me what is happening in the city. Seattle is constantly on the verge of being torn apart.
Yes. It must be quite difficult to maintain operations with someone like Elena Zantosa in town. She seems like quite a formidable kindred.
That she is. He, when he says that she is, he does not look you in the eye.
I say, you two have been bewitched by her beauty, have you not?
He nervously starts to try to fix his hair, like running his fingers through it. Who's your sponsor?
The Red Alistair.
He looks down at the floor and nods. Looks like he's having a conversation with himself in his head.
I will be trying to contact her tonight. I wish for your cooperation in this.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small, flat silver case. Pushes a little spring-loaded button on the side. It pops open, and he pulls out a business card. That's black with red lettering.
Okay.
And it's literally just a phone number on it, nothing else. Call this number. They will set you up with temporary housing at one of our safe houses just outside of the city.
I take the card. I hold it up and I say, much appreciated, Prince.
If you need anything else, you can call that number again, and they can get a hold of me.
Absolutely.
Is that all?
Yes, that is all. That is all I needed from you. I appreciate your cooperation. I will make sure to put in a word with Lucinda. You are of the same clan?
Yes. He starts walking towards the door and says, I would like to thank you for your swift departure from Seattle, and then is out the door.
I
wait for him.
reveal
I wait for him to leave.
I reveal myself. Put down the cord that I had set up and begin moving towards Zala. And I say, "Yeah, I don't know what got over me. This place is old history. It warped my mind."
You're lucky that your hand was the only thing that I had to cut off.
Yeah. Well, it hurts like hell, but at least I'm not dead.
What is the expression? Rub some dirt on it.
I raise an eyebrow.
That's cold. That was cold.
Right. And I will call that number to set up a safe house.
Okay. And we are going to end this session here as you are getting set up for a safe house on the outskirts of town with the slight scent of rot raising through the air as Dusco Mundo's hand is a greasy, ashing mess on the floor. And the two of you are about to head into a whole new situation that I'm not 100% sure that you're prepared for.
Nice.
And post, that is where we end.
Woo!
All right.
That was insane. Holy shit.
That was dope. That was awesome.
I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did.
do.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Oh my god. Damn.